Friends, neighbors, country people, lend me your head holes, and welcome to another episode of UST, Unexpectedly Serious Turn, our D&D 5e Twitch stream. Thank you all so much for joining us last week for our Q&A. I know we super had a great time. We appreciate all of the wonderful questions, and we enjoyed talking to all of you. We hope to do another one of those pretty soon, so keep your ears out. It was a lot of fun. And that's really all the announcements we have for this week, so let's get right back into the world of Anna, shall we? Last time we saw our intrepid adventurers, they were settling down to a long rest in the woods. They had that long rest and did some bonding, and then they woke up to a gentle rain. The rain soon proved to be more of a problem than they expected, and as they traveled, and it turned into an absolute downpour, making travel difficult and giving 3 members of the party points of exhaustion. Then the next day they had a near run-in with a gorilla and managed to avoid and mislead it as they made their way through the forest, but then a gorilla yelled into the forest and it started chasing after them again. They ran their way to a safer location and finally managed to settle down for a long rest. Upon the last part of that rest, though, they discovered a bullywug digging in Alin's bag and trying some of his alcohols. Sails and Aym'Bryn managed to apprehend it and bribed it with some good berries and some conversation that neither actually understood before it ran into the night. So, everyone, what would you like to do?
The best thing that happened was Aym'Bryn woke me up, right?
What? Oh, yes. Just right at the tail end. As the Irde's waking up, Irde, there was a frog. It's fine.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. I'm glad it was... Was there anything special about this frog, or was it just...
It was hungry.
Yes, and there's something special about every individual, I'm sure. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
There was a frog, it is gone.
Nobody croaked.
Oh.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Cheese and rice.
I trust you. Thank you. All right. So we make breakfast and coffee and tea.
All of our normal morning routines.
Our normal. Oh, and I cut my hair, turned to Aym'Bryn, and
Yes. I think we'll assume, unless otherwise stated, that's now.
This is what we're doing. Great.
This is what we're doing.
Oh,
yes.
I like that. And actually, hold on. I'm gonna roll something. Okay.
I want to get the coffee going. And I'm going to try something a little different with one of my abilities today. As I'm walking around, I'm going to hand everyone their cup of coffee. When I hand Aym'Bryn his, I'm going to pat him on the shoulder and pass off my Blessing of the Forge to give +1 AC for the day.
Ooh. I like that.
You have your magic modifiers where you want to put it. Don't put it in the override because then that'll set your AC to 1. I did that.
If you think I'm going to interact with anything digitally, I'm going to write it down on my notes.
That is.
And then probably forget about it as soon as you start combat.
No, I treasure this moment.
Never.
Don't forget about it.
Ugh.
No.
Well, now I can't.
I hate it.
Wow, we have gone all of like 2 minutes, and already, Josh.
2 puns in 2 minutes. It's
That's the record.
Give the people what they don't want.
But can we do that for 3 hours?
Now, to be
fair,
I
one
can't,
pun
I
a minute.
can't, I can't do that for 3 hours.
That'd be like the movie Airplane, but in D&D.
That's like something you should do for charity one of these days, I think. Just like a pun a minute.
All right, anyway.
$1 for every pun.
Hit us up.
It's like Power Hours from college, but instead it's just telling puns.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sorry,
If Josh does that, Amanda will die.
Oh no! It's the opposite of what we want.
I am
Silas.
Silus in this morning has been taking a small pebble that he's found on the ground and throwing it into the forest and having Moogie flit out and pick it up and then bring it back to him and taking it and throwing it out in the forest and just kind of playing catch with Moogie.
Aww.
I was gonna say, you and Moogie are playing fetch? That's adorable.
I know.
At any point does Sails try to beat her to it?
Without a doubt.
I think there needs to be what would that be?
Well,
a dexterity?
Moogie's flight speed is 50 feet, so she's fast.
Yeah.
I
Hang
feel
on.
like there should be a roll
Although,
for that,
with
Hang
Cat's
on.
Grace,
Feline agility,
Yeah.
which I can use as my special, doubles my speed until the end of my turn.
It does.
So Sailsaba gets frustrated enough.
So
Gets the zoomies.
I would actually
I think a dexterity check needs to be done.
initiative.
Yep.
Initiative, okay.
Yep.
Let me just roll initiative
technically-
for my Moogie.
Because technically, initiative is the who acts first, the chicken or the egg.
Yes.
The
Most
chicken
of
or
the
the
time
cat.
it's the chicken.
Did you
There's
roll a
who
nat
else the time,
20,
but no-
Susie, or is that a mod 20?
Dirty 20, dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20. Moogie rolled a nat 20. So that's a 22 for Moogie.
So Moogie just barely beats Sails.
Just get that rock.
Gotta get that shiny pebble.
I love this.
I
just
take
for
a...
bookkeeping.
Prestidigitate. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just for bookkeeping purposes, Fen has taken to making circuits around the camp while everyone's eating breakfast.
So does it get hit with the rock?
Yes! No.
Most important.
I mean,
Luck check.
yeah.
He
Roll,
was about to, but then Mookie
roll me a
swoops in.
dexterity. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, see, I went and rolled it.
I'm kidding.
Glib will prestidigitate a similar looking rock and just give it to Sails. Here you go.
She knows it. She knows it's fake, but she's happy anyways.
Oh yeah. I'm not.
As long as she's happy.
I'm
After...
bamboozling you with this rock I made.
Isn't that what we all want? Is just for Sails to be happy?
I mean,
Oh, I thought you were
really.
gonna say a rock.
I mean,
Well,
that too.
It's mostly a rock. I don't know what you're talking about. Rocks make everyone happy.
This is true. I mean, just look at the penguins.
And
Certainly
jewelry.
makes Moogie happy. As we're kind of finishing up food and coffee, Silus will get up and have Moogie land on his shoulder and say, "Okay, so we're what, a day out of Ladol?
Assuming everything goes well, yes.
Here's hoping.
What
Shall we?
could possibly go wrong?
No, we've introduced the specter of the misfortune like 2 or 3
Ah,
times, so
I
I'm beginning to feel a
think-
little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We should. Knocking on wood.
Yeah, Fen knocks
right
on
now.
a tree.
I
Yep,
think
same.
What
I
could
think today's going to
possibly
go quite
wrong?
well.
What?
Well, I do trust you for those kinds of predictions.
Absolutely.
Well,
Oh,
shall we
but when
then?
I say it, it's an omen of ill fortune. I get it.
What you said was what could possibly go wrong, not I have a good feeling about today.
Yeah,
Two
it's
very
kind of
different
a
statements.
rhetorical, similar thing to say, but all right.
I mean, I get we're arguing semantics, but
Anyway, doesn't matter.
That's the hand motions that you make, right?
Somatic.
Yes.
Oh.
yeah.
Close, but no. Anyway,
Yes. Are we set up? We could just go.
Shall we
so.
be away?
yes.
Let's go then.
And I will give survival check an 18.
Yay!
Nice. I'm going to assist Alin with perception.
Nice. Where's my 30d20? What the fuck?
Keeper, what is that
What?
face?
Nothing.
Oh goodness.
I'm-
Sales. What's the total? For survival.
It's 18,
plus.
right?
18
Oh,
plus.
right.
Oh,
Survival.
do I put? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
That's
right.
Yes.
the die roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
22.
There we
Aw,
Woo.
that's awesome. And then Alin, what did you get?
An 11.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh,
glad
no.
I assisted at least.
Me too. It was a nat 1 first.
Oh.
That is the second time that an
I
assistance
know.
has gotten us. Oh,
I know.
shite.
The
Alan's
curse
learning
rule.
some things.
At this point, give us that nat 1. I mean, really?
Yeah, as you're walking, I mean, Sails has this. Somehow everything is just perfectly clear today, and the trail is perfectly easy to follow. Alin, you're keeping an eye out for anything, and you, kind of trip over a vine and land face first in a pile of brightly colored mushrooms.
That could have gotten so much worse, and I'm really happy
Do-
it didn't.
Do I
I-
recognize these
Still early.
mushrooms at all?
What?
Do I recognize these mushrooms at all?
Yep,
Um,
it can sprout.
Roll me I will
Are
allow
some of
either
them breathing
Arcana
more
or
on the ones that have
Nature.
been crushed?
I will take Arcana all day, every day. That is a 26.
Go ahead.
I was
Oh, no,
whimpering.
no.
So yeah, you look at these mushrooms, they don't look familiar, which is extremely pointed because they look very not of this plane.
Alan, I would get out of that as soon as you can.
Yep.
Ooh,
All right.
Maybe I should take a look then.
Yes, I was going to ask, Glib,
Go
do you
for it.
recognize?
Do I know anything about them other than the fact that they're not of this world?
They look kind of magical,
17 Arcana!
which, ironically, while being lower, the DC for you is significantly lower. They look very similar to mushrooms that you've seen in the Feywild.
Makes sense.
And you know they have some interesting effects should they be consumed.
Hey, do I know what the effects are?
What fun would that be?
With a 16, I will say that you, or 17?
It's a 17.
17. With a 17, I will say that you know that they're pretty entertaining and not necessarily dangerous unless used that way. So they're not like poisonous mushrooms. But you don't know exactly what the effects are. You do know that they change from mushroom to mushroom depending on what they look like.
Okay.
Well then,
Well, the good news is these aren't dangerous.
that is good news.
That is
What's
good
the bad
news.
news?
That sounds like that has a second half.
Oh, sorry, that was a little ominous. There's no bad news.
Good to know.
Good news is there's no bad news.
We're
You have a
not.
way with words, small one.
Would they make a good seasoning for dinner?
I think just take a bite. Let's see what happens.
I will mage hand and I will pluck one and I will put it in my I'll put it in my in the bag of holding.
Roll me a d6.
All right.
That
A
kind
two.
of
2.
hand in hand with what I was going to ask,
Got
which is
it.
how many varieties would you say are in this little
Yes.
patch?
Just about 6, give or take.
What would you say?
Would you say just give or
Right
take
around there.
6? Yep.
Roughly.
Give or take 6. Just enough
Yeah.
for a die to have it, right? Yeah.
So it's either 6 or 12, or there's no mushrooms. We've
No, there's-
imagined this
there's-
whole thing.
There's round about 6. There's approximately 6 different styles of mushroom that you can tell.
Yeah, I think these got used at parties a lot, but I can't actually remember what they did for some reason.
Would I be Keeper? Would I be able to roll herbalism?
I mean, there is one surefire way to find out.
We
I
could
mean,
just
you
try
can
one of.
you can
Oh my
roll
God.
it.
Maybe after we stop for the evening, just so we don't end up caught out in it.
I'd
Not to
really
be
rather not
terribly
be
practical,
tripping
but-
balls on the road, yeah.
Okay, before I say this,
Do we really?
Tim
want
does not do
people-
drugs. However, Alan is down to experiment. There's enough for every one of us to take a different one and still have a trip sitter.
So I think
Not
it's
it.
going to be me.
I will not be taking any. Clear head.
Especially if we're going into the door, I don't think I want to.
Yes.
Oh, well,
You don't
yeah,
want
we should do
you
these
don't want to
now.
eat a bunch of Feywild shrooms in a convent.
Well, you know, it's kind of like if you're going to do it, I'd rather you did it at home, right?
Yeah, exactly.
With
Just
your
lock the
friend.
door so you can't leave?
Oh, I really.
Glib eats
How
one.
long do the
Go for
effects usually last?
Glib ate
Do you
one.
remember?
Yeah, Glib eats one.
Okay, roll
Okay,
me
good,
roll me a
good.
d6.
3.
A 3. All right, Glib's. As far as you can tell, Glib pops out of existence.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's inconvenient.
I.
Can I
can
still
Glib?
smell him?
Glib managed to make Silas swear.
Roll me a
I-
perception check based on smell. Glib, are you trying to hide?
I will cast detect magic.
Okay.
So
The mushrooms very clearly light up with all different kinds of magic. You do see an approximately glib-shaped magical blob.
Glib, you're invisible. I believe.
Who's Glib?
He's fine.
Well, screw it. Can I intentionally eat a different one from Glib's?
Yeah.
Did I see which one he grabbed?
Yes,
Oh, no.
I'll give you that.
I will also take one of each, and just
Yeah.
put them into the bag.
I'm just gonna eat them all at once, right?
Okay.
No, I'm going to study them so that
You-
we don't
imagine
die.
the power.
So-
do something different if you mix, across the
Silas,
streams,
you
so that-
already have a purple one. So you have blue, purple, orange, red, yellow, and green.
Which one did Glib eat?
Glib ate an orange one.
Oh, that's the tastiest color.
Okay.
And I rolled a 6 on the d6.
Oh, I was hoping you would.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of this.
I do.
Alin. Actually, let me look up the.
Which one? Which one did Glib eat?
He ate an orange one.
Alan becomes a half elf.
Alin ate a green one.
And what happens to Alin?
And what happens to Alin is Alin needs to roll me.
Oh no.
Alin needs to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh,
he's not
man.
good at those.
Really? You feel
But
good
I'm
about using
good
your
at
portent on that survival check
I feel wonderful about that. I am considering using my portent on this, but I'm not going to.
Oh, but please do.
That's a nat 20 for a 26.
Hell
God
yes.
damn it, I was so hoping. For a minute there, you see these gorgeous lights in front of your eyes, and it's like this strange swirling pattern. And
Whoa.
for a second, you start to like kind of freeze up. But you kind of shake it off and realize, no, I'm better than this.
Your god started like,
I'm better than
snapping,
this.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, buddy.
enough of that.
That can be very useful
I was going to say.
Yes, it could.
for
Silas,
a
why do you
lot
look
of
so happy about
purposes. I'm not happy about it. Brian is very happy.
Does Brian know what
Important
spell?
distinction.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
It's a spell that I want at some point.
Yeah, no, it's a great spell.
It's a lovely spell.
That's one you'd have to
Bubba
earn.
Broken is what it is.
Absolutely it is. I say that as someone who uses it a lot.
Oh god, I really wish I had a soundbite of Brian just going broken and then like echoing out. God, that'd be
I
great.
I mean,
Not-
we
not
can,
a-
yeah.
Literally, I can do it anytime.
We're
Yeah.
recording.
It would be great if someone was recording this, right? We could
So-
watch it back later and remember what we did.
So yeah, y'all have some mushrooms. Are you?
So
trying to gather-
are we?
Glib.
Are you having more mushrooms now?
I mean,
How-
in the interest of time, wouldn't it be good to know what all of them did before I'm eating it?
Okay.
Roll me a
Okay.
d6. I assume you're trying to pick
But
a
again,
different
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah. Well,
than
we're try-
Alin or Glib.
To be, I mean, from a,
Roll
I
a
am
d-
trying to be a little bit more utilitarian as a 3.
So
If
you
we know,
also-
That was
we know
the
which
one
ones.
That's-
That was
the-
one that Glib ate.
the
Did
same.
you pay enough attention to know which color Glib ate?
I was trying to because we were trying to figure them all
I'm trying
out.
to figure it
right?
out. Yeah.
Then I will give you a
as we discussed
reroll.
earlier today, the only way we know how.
Yes, I will give you a reroll.
Okay. 2.
2. Okay.
Purple one.
So,
in the interest of time,
roll,
we're getting it all out of the way now.
roll me a
Yeah.
dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, what? It's a mushroom.
Dodge that thing you
14.
just ate.
Sorry, what was it?
Oh, sorry, 12.
12?
Your metabolism jump.
So, all over you in different places, there manifest these tiny little blobs of light. It's really cute, and it kind of
Interesting.
makes you look like you're sparkling. You do
What
get
color
the
was
feeling...
Purple.
Yes. You do get the feeling that you would be a little easier to hit.
Oh.
Very
Well,
fire.
that's fair.
Interesting.
E fire.
Fire.
I like that we all came to that in different times. Anyway, I am not going to have a mushroom.
Here to try one. Says Glib
I
from
am-
a wildly different
Silas.
area each time.
Silas will reach down and pop a blue one in his mouth.
A blue one?
Yeah.
That's the spirit, Silas.
Okay.
Those have fun.
What color was yours, Alan?
Alan's
no idea.
was green.
Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hold person, isn't it?
Hold on.
I'm going to die of asphyxiation because I won't be able to breathe.
You got one of the poison ones. Sorry.
Straight up poison.
Said they weren't.
I mean, they aren't dangerous. It's not poisoned,
It's
Most of them are
banishment.
dangerous.
Silas pops
Yeah,
out of
just
existence for
spend
real.
a minute in a harmless demi-plane. Calm down, come back.
Trip balls for a minute
Or
in the astral sea.
Yeah, there's one that didn't seem to do anything in the Feywild, and it just teleports you into the Feywild.
I guess this one is a dud.
6. Okay, hold on.
If you see a table surrounded by gods, there might be a problem.
I have some words and some notes.
Here's some notes for the gods.
Fair.
Silas, what is your hit point total?
28.
You fall asleep.
Oh, this again.
I will shake Silas. Does Silas wake up?
Trying to catch him on the
Great.
way down.
Wonderful.
See, this
This.
is why, Silas, you need to go to bed on time. Get awfully sleepy during the day.
Silas didn't sleep last night. I made sure of it.
Yeah, I yelled at him several times.
Silas just flushes purple and just.
I'm so glad that I rolled
Grumbles
this
to
for
himself.
you guys. I'm so glad this was what I rolled
What
for
are the
today.
other two colors? I am not going to have them.
There's so the ones you haven't had yet are red and yellow.
Yeah, red and yellow.
Sails.
I have the effects and the mushroom colors
Yeah, I'm writing that down.
written down.
Sails eats both of them.
Oh, no.
You have to do one at a time, Sailor, or we won't know what they do.
Oh no! This is not a good experiment. It's requesting too many things at one time.
How long does
One
Glib
variable
remain
at a time.
invisible?
Yeah.
What?
Is he invisible for a minute, or is he invisible for like the full hour duration of invisibility?
Is Glib still invisible?
Does he choose that?
Yeah, I mean he can turn visible pretty much at any time. But it will last an
Or he
hour.
will not be.
Is it concentration?
So how many of these
it's a
are there?
mushroom.
How many of these mushrooms are there?
Not many.
Silas harvests all of
So
them.
There's
maybe
that.
later
I
you
will
can
take
text
all
us
of the
the
orange
Um,
mushrooms.
So, Sails, you kind of start like what is Sails feeling right now?
Sails is feeling it's the morning, and we are setting out. We will soon see the village of the tall marbled one, and it will be grand.
So fairly excited?
Oh, yes.
So Sails goes from her normal coloring to a bright kind of lemon green color, like a lemon yellow green, and starts glowing.
And is this from? Do we know which one this is from?
There are 2 effects on Sails right now.
There sure are. God damn it, Sales.
And
You will simply
It's
have to take them
beautiful.
all.
and as
And
you get as you get happier, you'll go more yellow. As you get more excited, you'll go more green.
Sailsaba's a mood ring. Cool.
Ow.
How many orange ones and
Just take all of them.
Yeah,
how
shouldn't
many
we
orange
just
ones and
collect
green
them?
ones do we get? Sure, we could harvest them all, but I'd like to know our inventory.
Oh, yeah, it is. But,
Yeah,
you know,
we should
we'll,
just
we'll
harvest
shove them
them
all
all.
in the bag of holding, I suppose. with
there
all of our
are-
normal rations.
There are 3 orange ones. There is 1 other green one other than the one that Alin ate.
Alright. I could see some tactical uses for these.
And they're fun.
How many red and yellow?
There is 1 yellow.
Okay. And how many red?
There's 2 red.
Red. And then how many blue?
Oh, I
or how many
really wish I knew which one was which.
Silas, if you use detect magic on the red and yellow mushrooms, you'll be able
They're-
to figure out what they do, right?
I can detect the magic off of them and what school it is, but I don't know exactly
But
what.
the one where you know the magic shit.
I could probably identify it. But what were we saying? Keep
That.
There are 5 purple, and there are 4 blue.
Okay.
I think the blue ones will actually be very helpful. I can turn to Sailsaba. It's like, if we take the blue ones and we sneak it into Silas's gym.
I like your thinking.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Green
Once in a while.
all the way.
So if I do look at the red and yellow ones,
You have a
what
little bit of orange in there for mischief. Sorry.
if I do look at the red and yellow ones, what school of magic do I see?
That's a great
It's a hard
question. Hold
question.
on.
I know.
No, you're good.
It is the bane of my existence.
You just
It's
see
a magic.
magic.
It's a magic item. It doesn't have a school.
Maybe.
So,
It's all the schools at once.
for the yellow one? Yeah, for the yellow one, you see evocation.
Okay.
And then for the red one, you see transmutation.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So, would it be? Never mind. All good. Cool. Gather all those up and put them in the bag of holding. So,
I am at some point going to ask Silus about what spells those are, but that's it for another time.
Keeper, just a
Okay.
flavor question.
Uh-huh.
Is the coloration of Sailsaba on her skin or also on her fur?
On her,
Because-
on all of it. Even her
Okay.
eyes, the whites of her eyes
Neon
stay
green.
white, but her eyes will also change color.
that's
She's a walking
horrifying.
green screen.
That is
Gotcha.
horrifying.
So you basically, it's like someone puts a color overlay over you, and you just, all that is color
Interesting.
turns to a new color.
Thanks. I hate it.
I don't hate it. I am confused.
It's like
What?
walking
Is
into
there anything
a
different?
a blacklight rave.
It's the Feywild. It's
True.
very magic.
Right.
Chaos is
Silas,
the
you
name of
missed
the
a
game.
couple of floating mushrooms.
Sails is going to attempt to pounce on Glib.
Which means you watch Sails go from this green color to like a green mixed with orange, like green and orange kind of swirling together.
Can
And then
I-
she goes full orange as she jumps.
Can I give Sailsaba the help action because I can technically see where Glib is about with detect magic?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Sails, you can make
He's right there.
There.
That's
Shoes.
you can make an athletics check at advantage.
Well
Me
done.
too, Silas.
Glib,
Then fall Goblin.
Glib, you get a. Well, actually, with the help action, that would just be a straight roll. Sorry, my bad.
I will
Athletics.
reroll then.
And then, Glib, you get either athletics or acrobatics. Straight roll.
I'll try acrobatics because I'm better at it.
16.
Fair.
16.
Sound logic.
Just see
Oh.
Sailsaba like creeping down to like get ready to pounce. I'm like, to the left.
23.
Well,
But like, as you see her pounce, and she's perfectly on target, and then Glib just kind of like, whoop.
I imagine we can't see this because Glib is invisible, but I just imagine Glib did one of his famous backflips.
Yes.
The
no one
thing
sees
that
it.
Glib
That's
is so famous
very possible.
famous for.
He won an award for a feat of
That's true.
agility.
That's true. He
That
did.
is
So,
very
yes.
true.
He also did a backflip off the wall. He has done a few backflips since
That's
we
true.
met
He
him.
does done a somersault or two. Yeah.
But this
I
one we
mean,
did not.
if you can, why wouldn't you?
That's true.
Yeah.
I get dizzy, that's why.
So just to be clear, last
That's definitely the reason that I don't usually do backflips. I don't like getting dizzy.
Not really.
that's the only reason I don't.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, the
Sails-
last time we found something from the Feywild, it was because there was something living from the Feywild here. So, assuming that we are not just in the Feywild, because at that point this is seeming to become a reasonable option, is there, like, can we look around for something that is alive?
I'll
Other
take a
than the
gander
mushrooms,
with.
you know what I mean, though.
I'll take a look with detect magic on and just scan.
Looking around for Faye.
Alan, roll me a perception check.
Word.
Silas, I will give you
I'm assisting.
investigation because you're active.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I am a generous god.
You are 19 investigation.
19.
18 perception.
So both of you start to look around, and you see just kind of a flash as you look down, and it looks as though some of the vines are kind of moving a little bit, and it looks like they have a little element of magic to them.
Oh, damn. We should get going.
You get the feeling,
what do your
Alin.
orc eyes see?
You get the feeling, Alin, that maybe that's why you tripped.
I think this thing actively ensnared me. And while I'm a little embittered by it, I don't think it truly meant harm. So we can just go. Let's just go.
Yes.
I concur. Yeah.
This thing's weird.
Unless you had something to say, Silus.
So please.
No.
Or Aym'Bryn, sorry.
I mean, if you want a sample of me, I'll cut one.
No, I
I'm
was simply
sure
going to
that-
suggest that our resident druid might have some words for our spindly friends. Hopefully to have them allow a safe passage through this area.
Ah. Yes.
Oh, that's me.
Hello. Go away. We're gonna walk through you. Do not worry. We will not stomp on you on purpose.
We are very nice.
Are you using
Is that what I should say?
Are you using a spell for this, or
Oh, just
Spell?
doing
Speaking
you?
it in
Yeah.
druidic or something, or Sylvan, or some.
Oh, I'll say that in Sylvan.
I say.
Roll me a
Say more.
persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yes, my.
Can I? Did me trying to say we're very nice help at all?
Not
Okay, fine, I
really.
tried. No, that's fair.
Oh, no. That's
I just wanted to try.
That face, Susie.
How much? What was it?
13.
It does not have a noticeable effect on the wiggling vines.
Right.
They wiggle away despite my efforts.
That's
Oh,
fine.
well.
Let's
they covering
get
the whole
going
path
before
in
they
front
try
of
and aid
us?
us.
Would Glib have any better luck doing this? Having more experience in the Feywild?
I've never talked to plants before.
No time like the present. You're doing lots of new things these days.
Are they in the way, or is it just like a bush?
They're just
I'm
kind
wondering.
of they just kind of wiggle in and out. You don't.
They just tripped Alin for fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think we could just walk.
Do they
Yeah,
look
let's-
like they're coming from somewhere? Can we tell where they originate? Or are they just kind of hanging out in the forest?
with the 18 and 19, they don't seem to be coming from anywhere particularly. If actually, with your knowledge, I would give you a history check.
Was that directed at me? I don't know if anyone's ever said
Yes,
that phrase
sorry.
to me before.
It's a new sentence.
Okay.
What?
It's sort of a tough thing because you'd be
It
tapping
is an
into
18.
an 18.
I don't know what I'm trying to
Um,
remember, but
Rock
And
on.
so, from your experience of trancing, especially lately, it's a little easier to reach into some of your memories of some of your past lives. And you do know that there are just some places in the plains where things are a little bit thinner, and it's a little easier for things to seep through. You get the feeling that this is
Okay.
just one of those thin spots.
It's a
I think
crossover between the
we've
material and
walked
Feywild.
through a few of those ourselves in recent days. Do I
Yeah.
get a sense that
It would
that,
require magic to be able to break through.
Okay, but kind of similar to the. I mean, I didn't go there, but similar to the village from before. This is just that they have easier passage, but it's not like we're going to fall through or there's any kind of like a rift or anything. Just a little bit of
Yeah, in fact, kind of different from the village because the village itself had a passageway back and forth. This is just a spot where the two are very close together. So some things like particularly magical plants or things like that can kind of seep through, but it's not like you can just walk through into the Feywild. You would need some sort of extra oomph to be able to go through it.
Okay.
So what you're saying is this is effectively like magical kudzu.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can
cool.
I take? Someone has a map.
That's
yes?
a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
would
No,
assume we
I
have a
hate it.
map, absolutely.
Can
I would assume we have to have a map.
Can I say
Yes,
like the map
you
is
do
in the
have a
bag of
map.
holding, or somebody has it?
Yeah. You guys have
Okay.
actively had a map
Okay.
of the
I
area.
will do my best approximation of marking down this location for as a area of Feywild prime material interplay.
There's just a little overlap.
And I'll make a little like annotation on the thing of just a little green dot.
Perfect.
Shall we continue?
Yes, please let's.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay,
bye,
maybe.
Vines.
More like there-ish. But yeah, there you go. You have a little green dot just outside of the door.
I love little green dots.
Give or take. It's an approximation. It's not a guarantee, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, I see
I
it.
see it. I see it. I see it.
Itty
so
bitty
we
little
continue
green dot.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we leave,
Glib, after an hour, you do pop back into existence.
Berries. I'm really glad that he actually followed us because it was absolutely possible that we just started walking.
And
So,
Glib just
I
stayed.
assume Glib is following. Oh no.
He's like, now's my chance.
I've been trying to get rid of these guys for weeks.
Time to
Before
go make
we-
that new lantern.
Oh
before
God.
we take off, Sailsaba will crouch down on one of the vines and she will draw something, which I will now send to Keeper. But yes, before she
Gobble.
leaves, she'll
Gobble.
take off.
Can I try to see what Sales?
Is it a dick?
Aww.
Might I draw? I mean, I will roll perception.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
roll me a perception, and I will set a DC
And-
for it.
How
unless-
well did Sails draw?
Or
Roll
does
me
Sales want to
roll me a sleight of
sell?
hand check for sales.
Sure.
And then
and I'll roll perception.
yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
She's just
You're
calling
gonna
someone a bud.
beat it. You are going to beat it.
I mean, might as well.
You are going to beat it.
Nah, 12.
3.
Okay, well then.
So
can't tell what
Irde does not
She
see
just
it.
drew
However,
really bad.
it's I mean it's simplistic for sure, but it's representative of what it is. It looks like you can hazard a guess as to what it is.
None of this is disproving earlier theory.
I tried to
Well, even if she
I
was
tried to look after Sales and got distracted by colors.
Pretty
she was
much,
catching
yeah.
a simplistic mushroom.
And she is
Oh
now
my.
orange from head to toe.
How does that keep happening? Anyway.
All right.
How long
Mischief.
does that persist?
That also would be about an hour. So Glib has not appeared yet because this is before
Right,
you
this
guys
was
leave.
as we were
This is
leaving.
the- Yeah.
Speaking of as we are leaving, let's leave.
Yes. Please, yes. Agreed.
We continue
We
on the road.
continue walking.
With
Oh,
a,
actually, hang on. I have
I
an
swear
idea.
to God, Tim.
No, I'm sorry, no. Sales, lie to me
Af-
while we're walking.
after 10 minutes, though, you do dim. So the light, the glowing
So-
stops.
Okay. Stop glaring.
Yeah.
But it's
Lie
still
to you?
multicolored.
Yes.
What do you want me to lie to you about?
Literally anything.
Ah, I am purple.
Oh, well, at that point, that's the truth.
Does she change colors?
Sales, does your emotion change when you are lying?
That's what I'm thinking.
I
It's
am
like people who
inquisitive.
can fool the
I-
you know,
Lie detector,
Lie
yeah.
detector.
lie detector.
So with
What's the proper name for that? It's slipping my mind.
with that, you kind of go a little bit like bluish, like the orange kind
Either
of
way.
tints into a blue color. Because
I'm trying to
Okay,
remember
cool.
the name
It's
of
good to
it.
know.
curiosity.
Right? It's
I
driving me
am
crazy.
now looking it up just because
Thank
it's
you.
going to bother me.
Well,
Polygraph.
I-
It's a polygraph.
Polygraph.
Thank you. Okay.
Polygraph.
Yes. People who
Fun
can fool
fact,
polygraph.
they don't actually work, but
No, they're
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
Well,
but that's exactly
totally
why.
bullshit.
Because if you're not feeling
Yeah.
anything about lying, then it's
Yeah.
not going to.
It doesn't
Nothing's
matter,
going to.
yeah.
But if someone was nervous about it, that's very good.
Except you're also
Very
nervous
good.
because you're taking a lie detector
A lie
test.
detector.
Yeah.
test.
No, I know, but I meant about
And-
the
Whatever,
about
anyway,
the
it's-
mushrooms.
Yeah.
anyway, we're away from the mushroom patch. We're going.
We're
Yeah,
For the love of God.
Speed walking
this
into the
experimentation is on the
Yeah,
road.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Jogging
Irde and
to
Silas
catch up
like
with
full
him.
on started walking away. It's like
Silas
20
starts
minutes later.
sprinting.
Silas.
Sailsaba gives chase.
Oh no!
Did this
Oh.
And she
yourself?
goes
Bloody
from
hell.
slightly
Not this
blue to
again.
completely green.
I
With
know.
probably just a little bit of orange in there, because
Silas
mischief.
does not start
mischief
sprinting.
color. Playful mischief. It happens.
Oh goodness! All right, so we continue on the road.
Yes.
For the next hour, whenever Glib pipes up about something, it's always from too close and like right behind you.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah.
This is why I think you were so very good at feats of ingenuity, as you called them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus, Glib!
Gotcha.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I love this. The best thing is Sales probably actually has a perfectly reasonable ability to keep track, just based on like hearing and smell because of her passive perception of 21.
Mm-hmm. She's very good
Yeah,
at it.
right.
I allow Glib to sneak up on anyone that he chooses to, and
Says
watch
not
on with
narc.
glee. You
Silus
might be able
with
to
his
tell.
passive of
You might
11.
might be able to tell every time Glib gets near somebody by watching Sailsaba's emotions.
See the ear go.
We
She
don't
gets-
know who. We
she
don't
gets
know
a little
who he's.
orange.
We don't know who
So
he's
it's gonna be
near
someone.
because she's not an arc, but
No.
she does. But we do know he's getting close to someone. Oh god! Oh god! It's
When
happening.
all
it's
of
gonna
us kind of
happen.
tense up. Like,
Yep.
Which probably
Well,
makes
also
it
because
worse.
she turns like orange.
One time
of that,
she
we're probably
turns
walking
orange,
quite quickly.
and then nothing happens.
And
Oh
then
God, that's
and that's
even
the one
worse.
time she lets a little
That's even worse somehow. Oh no!
Oh, I love this. I wish I could keep you as a mood ring, but yes, after an hour, Glib comes back into appearance, and then Sails slowly drains of her extra colors.
As Glib comes back, I have Moogie fly over to Aym'Bryn, and she lands on Aym'Bryn's shoulder, and Aym'Bryn goes invisible.
What?
And now Silas turns
but
orange.
Moogie's
Just Moogie just still sitting there.
Moogie's just down there.
It's weird because she's a bird, so her hovering isn't weird, but she's not flapping her wings at all. So it's just like, oh goodness. Oh,
very
that's-
ominous raven at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just ominous, like non-moving.
Yeah.
Kind of bobbing as those levels said.
Oh,
Well,
no.
the tables have turned.
Oh, how the
turntables.
Moogie flies away and starts making her circles again.
I love you, Amanda. Thank you for making that reference with me. Yeah.
You're welcome.
But yeah, your day is fairly uneventful, other than the small sidestep in the mushroom patch. And
Is anyone talking while we're walking forward, chatting to each other?
Fen will inquire to Silas about the mind-reading spell that Ipe brought to his attention.
Oh,
Detect thoughts.
I don't have a lot of experience with it personally, but well, I mean,
Cast detect?
I've had it cast around me and yeah, tangentially, but more or less it allows you to read the surface thoughts of creatures around you. So if I were to ask you how your day is going, and just immediately hear your thoughts, I might hear it's going good, it's going bad, or what have you. And it's very useful for interrogations. You can push the conversation in places where you would like to know the answer. Also, if you concentrate, the practitioner can delve deeper into the mind of the person who is their target.
Right, right.
And it can be used as a very powerful information gathering tool.
Right. Okay, so let me get a little bit more specific then with my question. How do I keep that from happening?
You go to a wizarding university, spend 20 years learning magic, and gain the ability to negate that magic. I'm sorry, Fen, there's no easy way to say it.
That was very salty.
or a ring of mind
ring
shielding.
That we,
Or purchase a ring of mind shielding for $16,000.
Or you
It's
don't
very
have surface thoughts.
At all.
That's also a viable explanation.
I don't know how one would do that.
Yes.
Smooth
there's
brain, no surface.
all three of those things are a problem, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry. Being in the forest has made me a bit uptight. But
How could you
The
tell?
forest has?
those are all fair points.
You're gonna please take a point of inspiration, because that burn was just beautiful.
Thank
Um,
you.
But yes, unfortunately, I don't really know of a way to resist it beyond your own willpower reliably.
So what you're saying is if it gets cast on me, I'm screwed.
if it gets cast on you, do your best to kill the person who's casting it if they're an enemy, or if they're not, then
Answer
hopefully
their
they're not
questions.
hopefully they're not doing it out of malice.
I will say, and this, like, I wasn't intending to be glib about it, but I did want, because I am invisible, which I do quite enjoy. I was probably walking way too close to you just to eavesdrop. I'll pipe in. All you really have to do is school your surface thoughts. I mean, they can do more to you with that, but if all they know is what you're immediately thinking about, just make sure you're thinking about something, will make them more uncomfortable than they're making you, is all I'll say.
That's very true. Yes. Well, Mork.
Aym'Bryn says this from Fen's shoulder, completely invisible.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Fen jumps. Not expecting Bryn to be
Dog
there.
bag out of it. I had to do something with it.
But yes, that's the long and the short of it. Mostly the long of it, but
Fantastic. All right. Thank you. That was very educational.
Why are you worried about it?
I have my reasons. I have.
Okay.
What? No, I don't like anyone. Get out of here.
I'm assuming Alin did not say that, though.
No.
That was Tim.
That was Tim.
Anyway.
The good news is Irde is probably never going to take tech thoughts, so it'll be fine.
Silas might.
Probably.
It's useful for finding invisible people.
That's true. It really is.
Didn't realize it was going to be so
But if you make them invisible
immediately pertinent for this group.
Well, I can't see people if they're invisible. Even if I make them invisible, I don't know what they are.
Do you have to see them to be able to detect their thoughts, though?
No, actually, you can detect
Oh.
the thoughts of everyone around you,
Yeah, it's pretty great.
and
I'm gonna-
is
I'm
useful in finding invisible people or invisible things.
Interesting.
Yes.
Good to
As
know.
the name applies. Detect. Yeah. Yep, that tracks. All right.
I'm so sad Bryn is invisible because I wish I could see his face of mischief.
I'm going to pull, when Silas says he's looking for invisible people, I'm going to pull on his ponytail. Just a little, just gently. No.
Well, yes, but he's a wizard, so clearly he dies from
Oh,
1d4
no.
toast
I'm
damage.
sorry. I didn't
We
really
have
mean to.
established.
I said I don't know my own strength, but I do, and it's really not that impressive. So,
This kills the boy.
Neck
Silas
snaps.
takes 1 point of hair pull damage.
It's fine.
I'm gonna call for Moogie, and then I'm just gonna hold her above my head, kind of like I do when we're on watch, and I'm gonna zoom her around as though she couldn't fly independently. And I don't know what else to do.
That's so cute.
She's got like her
Don't
wings
put
out, but
on
they're not
Silas's
moving,
hair,
and I'm
that's
just
just
like,
Yeah,
mean.
she's just soaring.
Sales gives no. Sales will go up to Irde and
Hello.
we are going to your home village, yes?
Not exactly my home village. You've been there. That was technically the Asimar, but I did spend the past several years in Lidl.
You would not call this home then.
Not as such, no.
Are you nervous for returning?
I guess a little bit. I don't think anything was necessarily bad there, but you know, I haven't been gone for all that long. You know, I met you. How long?
Like
About a
3 or
month.
4 weeks at this point.
3 weeks. All right. It's only been about 2 months since I left. So I doubt much has changed.
Do you have a room there?
I did. Yes.
Can we see your room?
Yeah. I mean, assuming that everything has not been completely cleaned out. But yes.
Just
I
old
suppose you could.
posters. A race car
yes,
bed.
of like you know,
Which
some
internationally
liaison-
famous
lia-
bard or...
I was like some boy band. No, Irde does not have boy band posters on her wall.
Just like inspirational phrases, I imagine.
you don't
With, like a
wanna
picture
have-
of a mountain.
You don't want to have
Tabaxi.
verdant
Are you
afternoon.
asking?
Hang in
Are
there,
you asking
Tabaxi.
Are you?
You don't want the verdant afternoon poster?
Is anyone asking what my room decorations were? Because I will answer
I'm
that
really
question.
hoping that we just get to see them, but if they're going to be gone, then yes, absolutely.
I didn't really have decorations.
Well, that was a horrible answer.
You know, it's a convent. It was a place of quiet contemplation, trying to clear your thoughts and such. So no, I didn't really have any decorations there.
Well, there you go, Fen.
Yeah.
Spend some time in a convent and look at a blank wall. That'll clear those surface thoughts right out.
Granted,
It's an unconventional way of handling it.
It didn't exactly work for me, I suppose, but yes, that was the intention. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
It's alright, you should see the inside of my bag. There's really nothing in it.
You city folk are so strange with your rooms. It fascinates me every time.
Just to be clear, Finn, do you view your bag as a bedroom?
Well, considering that my bedroom burnt down,
Oh yeah, that's true.
It can
Pat him on
Prior
the
to
back.
that, did it have some personal effects in it?
Turtle.
All of a sudden, a genasi pops out of Fenn's bag.
What?
'Cause
Master Tillette, what are you
that's
doing
the-
here?
Or Master
That's the like descendant of Jit. Never mind. It's fine.
Well, so
It's
yeah,
a
we can
joke.
discuss Fenn's baggage as much as we
Genie.
want.
Here's a question: Do we want to arrive at the town tomorrow morning, or do we want to get there tonight and maybe have a warm bed to sleep in?
Let's
Tonight.
get there tonight.
Tonight, right?
let's try and get
Ideally,
that tonight.
I mean, you know, as much as some pre-knowledge might be nice, I think the less time we spend out in the dangers of the wild, it might be smart.
That's fair. Double time then. Let's go.
Right?
Indeed.
Yeah, and you guys,
Yes, yes.
you make it just a little bit after sundown, but you get within the lantern light as the sun is going down, so it's a perfectly safe continuation into the village itself. And I will actually pull up the map
Woo.
of Lidl. So Irde, you know that the purple thing in the corner is the
I'm zooming out.
You're good.
Zooming out.
this
Oh, there it is. Great,
purple
cool.
building in the corner is the monastery.
convent.
Yeah. And you guys would be coming from a southern direction, just about one of these. You would pick up one of these two roads, depending on how you chose to go,
Great.
essentially.
Perfect.
And what shops do we? Which one, I guess, should we assume we take, or should we roll for that? or should we...
Well, you knowing your way around the town, you would know how to get from
yes,
the outer rim of the lantern light up to the monastery. So I would say you'd probably. I mean, it's up to you if you.
close by.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed either way as long as we're in the lantern light. I just if we are passing by shops and stuff, I would like to point them out.
Yeah, and if you take this path here,
Sure. Let's say we take the scenic route.
you would pass the this over here is the town hall. This here would be that bookshop. This over here is the sweet shop, which actually itself looks rather interesting and unique. You do notice, so this town is kind of an interesting fusion of technology and nature. So it's as though they've taken the essence of nature and kind of fused it with technology, kind of creating this almost like fantasy. Yeah, it's got a lot of like technological advancements. Everything is very nature oriented, but also very different from what you're used to. It's got a lot of things. You would know the tavern would be somewhere up this way.
I can't help noticing this tree with all the clouds around it. Is that something remarkable?
It's one that has a little bit more of a power source to it, so the trees actually help add a little bit of power to the village itself.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've combined magic and technology, and kind of
Are the pink ones cherry trees?
yes. But yeah. And then there's another shop. This I know is one of the shops, but let me remind myself which one it is, because it's there. Oh no, that's not a shop. That's the guard. That's the guard station.
Great. Right.
Yes.
Well, I will point out all of those as we go. If anyone has any questions, Amanda totally would have, or Amanda may not have answered them, but Irde would have.
Silas will just be asking questions incessantly about the various Magitech-looking things, just like, and that, what is that? What is that? Like the
And
tree with the...
Irde probably would explain like that is what it does, and have no idea how it works. Because she not that kind of a smart girl.
Yes. This town is known for being followers of Gez,
Yes.
who is the god of dear lord.
Progress.
I can word it. Yeah, I mean essentially, yeah.
Innovation.
Progress, innovation,
Innovation.
whatchamacallit?
Hold on.
Lido,
actually,
a town on the rise.
Yes, civilization. Civilization is the exact word I used, but
yes,
yeah.
yes. I would like that. Yes.
Oh, is it going to be? It's just about sundown now. As far as
yes.
making a good first impression on your friends, is it better if we stay somewhere else, or would we be welcome barging in at this time of night?
I mean, I think we would be welcome as long as we.
Okay, I just wanted to.
politely.
No.
Actually, Keeper, what?
Of course.
I will actually ask because Amanda's not sure. Keeper, do I think if we went in at night, like politely to the headmaster's office and I sort of presented us, do I think that would be received well, or should I wait until morning?
Yes, you know for a fact that Korith is often found trancing. He prefers to trance and kind of be up for most of the night. So it would be
Who is
fairly.
Korith?
Korith is the assistant headmaster.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, in my list I couldn't find it.
You're
Korith,
good.
yes.
And then Asha, it's not late enough at night that Asha would be going to bed, so they're probably
So, it's not like we're waking up.
nah. Yeah,
It's not like the middle of the night, but it's late enough that I just wondered if we should.
Of course.
yeah,
So-
and
but I think it would be okay.
you think that it'd probably be just fine.
Great.
They might be getting ready for their evening meal, but certainly it's not late enough that people would be settling down or anything. They just
Down and
have
we would
finished
just
their
be rude.
chores.
What was
They'll
the
have a-
Korith?
Korith is the assistant master of
Cool.
the.
Gotcha.
Sailsaba will overhear this and go to Irde and say,
Yes.
will we need to make a presentation of ourselves for your masters?
I don't think so. I think just I probably will go in to the office first if that's all right.
Well, at the
And
very
then-
least, I
there we go.
think we should be clean. And I start to workshop
That is-
shower
Oh,
myself and
oh,
everyone.
that is honestly fair.
What's up, Finn?
Sailsaba will go to Irde and say, you will be the top assistant for today. And she will take off her
I
fedora
would
and she will give it to Irde.
Hey, well, that's pretty cute.
As she does so, Sailsaba will glance at Bryn and say, it is only for today.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I wouldn't dream of taking this but position from Aym'Bryn if but I appreciate that. Thank you.
You are top assistant for today.
Irde will put on the fedora.
My whole body was waiting for you to have one.
Oh,
Right.
I want
know.
it so
I know.
bad.
I was like, I know it's impossible,
I-
but why does it feel so much like she should have it in her hands? Anyway,
I don't think I have a fedora.
no, it's
I'm
fine.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I have like
I have
3 of
hats.
them. I wish
I
I
would
could
have
give
nailed
them
Hold
to
on,
you.
Chris.
Yep.
Chris, please say what you're gonna say. It's
Yeah,
driving me
just-
insane.
just jump in.
jump in, man.
sorry.
Is there a forge in town anywhere?
There is a tinker shop
They got a tree that makes things hot.
I don't think there's necessarily a. Is there a forge? No, I don't think so.
No, they import their weapons.
Yes, it's
Cinder Blossom.
a small enough town that they wouldn't. I don't think they have their own forge sword, unfortunately.
No, not a
Okay.
problem. If there was, looking around, I had some questions, but
Man, we
that's all
gotta
right.
get you a portable one.
I think so.
I know that we were going to like save the world or something, but like I see a business opportunity here. We could just, settle
up.
down.
The tinker shop
Perhaps
is pretty entertaining.
after we save the world, we can come back to
Fair.
Udall and start
Fill that niche.
start a small business.
good to
I
have
know
a
small kobold and Liasadwin.
It's true.
I know a small blacksmith kobold and Liasadwin that
Yes.
we might be able to hire for just such a thing.
It's true. Yes. Any other questions before we reach the monastery?
No,
all I
is that our plan to just go straight in right now?
I believe so.
Is there anything we shouldn't bring up?
Valid question.
I mean, nothing that you particularly know. So far, or everyone from your memory is...
Who's pleasant and chill.
They're monks.
As far as I know, they're monks. Yes. As far as I know, I think we should be all right. Stay away from politics and religion and all that sort of just general party conversation. But I'm kidding. We should be fine. What does my hair look like today, Bryn? Just so I know.
I think generally speaking, it's approximately like it usually is, and very much back out of your face, because I know that bothers you, but just like a little bit more flair than
Thank you.
you do normally.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Did you want me to do it up a little bit since we're going to see
no,
your...
it's fine. They know exactly what I look like in
Well, yes,
many
but
shades of my hair.
I know it's only been a couple of months, but sometimes when you see someone again after a little while, anyway.
A little extra zhuzh.
Yeah, it's exactly.
I'm quite well, thank you.
If you say
All right,
so.
let's go kick down the door.
Let's not. That might not be the first impression I want, but we can go. We go to the monastery.
We follow.
Fantastic. And you walk up to the monastery. As you're walking up, it's this beautiful, very elegant, kind of elfish-looking building almost. Lots of, a little bit more on the nature side of things than the technology side of things, but you do see some of that involved. You see a small garden that has lots of flowering plants and food stuffs. You see a small chicken coop with some clucking chickens and a couple of sheep in a pen.
Do we pass the greenhouse?
You do pass the greenhouse, which is very familiar to you.
Can I see my master looking there?
Roll me a luck check,
All right.
because I'm going to make you roll it instead of me. Waha.
That's fair. I'm going to get out my D10. 81.
81? Yeah, absolutely. Puttering away, you see your master picking a couple of green beans and just kind of tending to some of the... He's just in there tending to some of the thing.
All right. I won't bother him at this point, obviously, but...
Fair enough.
And
you
right.
you walk into
Go
the
to-
large double doors. A few people seem to kind of glance at you and take notice. You don't act...
my little posse behind me.
Yeah. They kind of like nod to you in greeting. Not important
Anyone I
people, so
recognize?
not. They aren't on the list, but you probably recognize them just from being around.
Great.
Because...
Anyone I do
Generic.
recognize, I will, wave at or nod at, depending. But yeah,
Yeah.
we will make our way to
The headmaster's office.
the
And
headmaster's office.
you do hear some conversation inside. Nothing heated or overly interesting. And... Yeah.
Does it sound like they do not want to be disturbed?
No, it just sounds like a little conversation.
Then I will probably wait for like a lull in conversation, just so I don't interrupt them in the middle of their talk and just.
You gotta wait for them to say something in like a question, and then be like, "Did somebody say blank?" And then you walk in at that point.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a question that Headmaster Asha would ask that I have any ability to answer.
Just
So,
any question.
But yeah,
You just reiterate the question, but then you're there.
if you're...
I'm there.
Glib, why
and
don't
I
you listen for the moment, and you can prompt her.
I have knocked on the door.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say if you haven't knocked on the
I have
door at this
knocked.
point, yeah, okay. And Korith opens the door. So for those of you who don't know, standing before you is a fairly tall, androgynous-looking elf with long dark hair. Opens the door and says, we did not expect to see you again so soon. Welcome back,
Yes.
Irde.
Thank you, Mrs. Master. Yes, actually, I did not necessarily expect to be back so soon, but and I will gesture at the party.
Of course.
But these are my friends, my companions, and we have business that takes us through to Liasidwin, and we were wondering if perhaps we could have a safe place to stay for a couple of nights, whilst we perhaps look in the library for some information.
Of course, you and yours are always welcome here. As you
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Alan, you're embarrassing me in front of my surrogate dad.
Well, I don't think he yells that.
Insight
check.
What the?
Based on the reaction, you could tell if they were lying before.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you see someone who, I mean, he looks, you almost get the feeling that he's pleasantly surprised at Irde's behavior.
It's actually what I wanted to ask when he said, like, we didn't expect you so soon, because I was like, he says that like he didn't want her to come back.
We've renovated your room into a bowling alley.
It's now our craft den.
And walking kind of up behind Korith, you do also see an Air Genasi, slightly shorter but very like wafy monk looking.
As soon as she appears, I will, bow just slightly. Headmaster?
It is lovely to see you again, Irde.
And you. So as I was telling Korith, these are my friends, and if we might have a place to stay for a couple of nights. Silus. This is Silus Adarin. He is the Oracle of Zades.
Very prestigious, lovely to make your acquaintance.
Not quite yet, but getting
But
there.
eventually,
We can all see it coming.
Well, as an oracle, one would hope.
But if he might avail himself of the library, I will. If his name. If Zoran at some point might speak with him, I think that might be helpful to all of us.
Yes, of course. He is more
But that
than
can, of course,
welcome.
happen tomorrow.
Yes. I do believe that Zoran is probably in his tea time at that current moment.
I would not want to disturb him.
No.
But yes, these are my friends. If you would like to introduce yourselves, I don't need to speak for you at this moment.
Hi, I'm Glib.
Nope, great, cool. Yes, Glib, who I believe it might be the ambassador to the Feywild. Not entirely sure.
Hard to say.
You've made
Fen'rahl
yourself-
Aym'Bryn of Bertus Silvum. What's left of it?
Alin here is a cleric of what? Delphin?
Oh yeah, Delthail.
Delphael. Sailsaba is a private investigator, and Aym'Bryn is her assistant. But yes, these are my traveling companions at the moment.
Irde is a very good top assistant and has been the best one that I have had since she was my top assistant.
Oh, do you have any embarrassing stories about Irde?
Maybe we could shelve this conversation for a little bit later.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get a few drinks in him first.
Yeah.
We owe her so much. We really, we have, we've been so happy to have her along. So thank you for all that you've done in supporting her as well.
Indeed.
Anyway, so
Real quick,
we.
Irde reacted quite differently to, what is the Air Genasi's name?
Asha.
Asha.
Aasha.
Of course, there's
The
2 A's in
headmaster.
it. God damn it.
Can I insight Irde?
Are you trying to use your expertise, or are you just
Yes.
normal insight check?
What are you trying to find?
She's
If there was a, if he
There's a
was a
spark.
little more invested in her opinion than her
Insight check.
compatriots, perhaps.
She's the headmaster, so yeah.
Well, she's quite lovely.
I'm not saying she's not lovely.
She's got an air
Saying
about
she's
her.
the headmaster.
She does. Right,
I mean,
Glib sees it.
so,
Okay, why don't you roll your insight check?
but you can use your expertise.
It's an 11.
So
I am not in love with the headmaster.
Irde says out loud.
No,
Because
I
she
do not say
knows.
that, but that
She just sees my eyes going between them. No, nothing.
Just like,
I'm gonna bow with every ounce of high elf
sheer
flourish that I
curiosity.
ever learned from either my parents and
oh, you are
to-
so lucky on that one.
Oh, that's
They both
hysterical.
rolled like
Anyway,
shit.
if you are trying to insight Irde, you will see just a very healthy kind of respect. because
They
this
rolled
is
like a
fine.
13 and a 5. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
This woman is my, better in many ways. So I'm trying to be respectful.
And she will kind of, with a slightly mischievous twinkle in her eye, look at Glib and say, "Unfortunately, if you're looking for information on our dear Irde here, you might have better luck talking with Master. Let me pull up the name because
I
our
quick, somebody write it down.
yes,
On it.
Master
Master-
Varen.
Oh, he's the
I
one
do
with all the
believe he will
gossip.
be very excited to see you.
I would actually very much like to speak with him. But first, perhaps we should settle in. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps we can settle into a couple of rooms.
Of course, you
that's
can
all right.
have your old room if you would like, and any
Sure.
nearby, you know where the guest quarters are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will.
And
Thank
if you would like to take part in the evening meal, of course you are welcome.
Thank you. Yes. If that's all right with all of you.
Certainly wouldn't say
want
no
a
to
free
warm
food.
meal.
It is good. Do you have
Indeed.
meat?
Yes, although most of our food is egg and or chicken based.
You know, actually, we picked up some really fun seasonings on the way here that I think could be really beneficial.
Also, some very interesting chickens along the way here.
We had a run-in with Abyssal Chicken.
It's weird you never see abyssal chicken eggs, right? That's weird, right?
So Kareth looks just kind of a little confused by that. You see a look of recognition and horror fall over Asha's face, and she's just like, "I am so sorry."
It's wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but Anyway,
It's really
It's
just
okay.
the teeth.
yeah.
Sales and I made quick work of it. It wasn't really.
Yes.
My top
Sailsaba-
assistant is a very good hunter. Do not worry. She
Okay.
keeps us very safe from every single terrible thing that has attacked us.
That is
Every time you say something that is just very much trying to flatter Irde, I think she will look at you like,
The good part about abyssal chickens, though, Glib carrying on, not noticing, is you don't really have to pluck the feathers because there aren't any, so that saves a lot of work.
Yeah, kind of just
that is
fleshy.
true.
and-
How much time do we have before the evening meal, actually?
You'd guess based on the time that it is, probably a half an hour to an hour, give or take.
Oh,
but-
that's a lot of abyssal chicken talk time.
Yes.
Just straight
Glib,
through.
wouldn't you like to find a bed?
Oh yeah, eventually.
I am surprised that you didn't run into an abyssal chicken keeper. They usually come with a tender.
Oh, well, they had a few tenders.
we missed them.
Oh, I
And then
like
it
her.
became tenders, yeah.
That was a joke, right? There's not, right? Please tell me that was.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm
keep-
sorry.
if-
I want to roll an insight on that look.
Go for it.
If I hear anything, Glib, I'll keep you abreast of the situation. I assure you.
15.
Hey! Oh, that's funny. I didn't actually get what was that? Persuasion, charisma. She's a little hard to read for sure, but there's something to the left that makes you go, "Oh no."
Unfortunately, a lot of the abyssal chicken stuff is beyond our mortal head.
Fenn's going to try and fail, I'm sure, to kind of like whisper to Asha, like, you're kidding about the keeper thing, right? You're joking, right? It's not they don't, if they're real, they don't follow you, right? Like, do they stalk you?
So we should probably we can get out of your business, and I will take my friends to the guest quarters again. Thank you very much.
Of course. Enjoy your time.
See you in just a bit.
I'm going to have nightmares about abyssal chicken keepers now. All right.
I wouldn't think on it too much.
It'll be fine. We're within the lantern light. It's not going to be a problem right now.
Not gonna lie, I'm really tired of hearing that clucking every time I'm trying to keep watch. If it shows up again, we're gonna eat us some abyssal chicken tenders next time.
These chickens are free range.
Barbarian chickens.
Ow. Ow.
I do my cymbal noise, but I can't find my drumsticks.
I hate everything.
I love this. I'm so happy right now. This is the greatest moment.
Goodness.
Susie, you're looking a little bit beaked.
Yes.
Move
Don't you think these jokes are a little overdone, guys?
Yay! You joined!
One of us.
can't.
One of us.
Amanda,
Traitors, all of you.
I'm sorry, but shouldn't that get a point of inspiration? Amanda never makes puns.
It's Amanda, you get a second one for the game because you never make puns. I'm rewarding you for bad behavior.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
so by that, if
Y'all,
I
I'm
stopped,
getting close
I would
to
get
Special Sauce Land.
infinite inspiration.
If you could go for an entire
Yeah.
session.
A whole session with no puns, no plays on words, no
Yes.
japes, jokes, and jangarees,
I
whatever.
might as well just not even be here then.
But you add so much to our lives.
I will
Everyone
lead them to the
unsubscribes.
guest quarters.
yeah.
Immediately.
Guys,
Can't
we just
get
lost
rid of
all of our
puns.
followers.
Oh no! I will lead them all to the guest quarters. If we wanted to stop by my old room, I would.
Is
Sure.
that not where we're staying? I mean, except for Glib, of
I
course,
mean-
he'll have his own room.
I mean, I feel like it'd be much more comfortable if people had separate, at least a couple of people to a room. How, I guess, keeper, what would the guest room situation be like? Irde would know.
Guest room situation not particularly too different from the regular room situation. It's mostly just the small, simple bed,
Yeah.
Single dormitory
dresser.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like passing by Irde, like Irde would show you her room if you would like. It's like, you know, stone walls. There's a small window, simple bed and end table, like a type of a like dresser for clothes.
A little
very,
potted plant.
Yeah, like very very spare.
Peace Lily.
Yeah.
If they
very
didn't
spare
think you were coming
kind of room.
back, why did they still have your room?
I mean, it is possible that they didn't intend to keep it for me. They just hadn't really filled it at the moment. You know.
I imagine there's not too many people coming
Again,
and
it
going
hasn't
from the city.
been all that long, so it hasn't been all that long since I left, so
That's fair.
you know. But yes, this was where I stayed for the past few years before meeting Alin and Silus and Sagdal. And then I will lead them to the guest rooms. The beds again are small, so
Yeah, I'm picturing kind of like a cot, right?
Nice.
More like
yeah, like I would imagine like very dorm bed, you know.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Dallas checks the roof for leaks.
There would not be leaks in the
Yeah,
monastery.
there's not things in the monastery.
So not quite a dorm.
Yes. Step up from dorm room, but the bed is a dorm bed.
Yeah.
So yes, these are our rooms. if you would like to stay alone. I know a couple of people like to share a bed, and you might have a little trouble.
Just push
You
them
do-
together.
You do know that there are a couple of rooms that have larger beds because they are.
Perfect.
I mean, they aren't forced into celibacy. They can get married or anything that they'd like.
That is
so,
fair.
Yeah.
I will point out the larger bedded rooms to Sailsaba and Aym'Bryn and to Glib.
Yeah,
Mostly
accurate.
Glib, mostly Glib.
Mostly.
I feel like everyone else would be all right with their single bed.
And it
probably.
does tend to be like one sleeping space per room.
Yes.
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
This is
From,
efficient.
from my knowledge, Keeper, would Master Varen be tending to the greenhouse after dinner as well, or
Usually he spends most of his time in the greenhouse.
that makes sense?
Yeah.
So I am, since it's about a half an hour to dinner, I'm thinking I might visit him after. Is all. If
Fair
there
enough.
would be more time.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So if you want to get all settled, and I'm assuming like there's sort of like a communal washroom, if that's correct.
Yes. Yeah.
I will point out the washroom. If you want to clean up before the evening meal, it'll be in about at this point 20-ish minutes. Yeah. I can see you there.
All right. Fair enough.
Unless you have more questions, and I'm happy to
Is
answer
there,
them.
in the vein of it being kind of like a dorm, is there like a communal like hangout area?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Shitty little
There
kitchen.
are communal hangout areas on each of the floors. Kind of like a little common room. It's mostly just chairs with like side tables and books, lots of plants, some little like things that you can play with, kind of tinker.
Tinker toys.
Yeah, well,
What is not
There is
nailed down?
there is a toy. Oh God.
nothing is nailed down. They have a little bit of trust in this place.
You
There's
would- We'll show
definitely
them
a
their
hotel
other
vibe,
ways.
right? 'Cause
Ye of little.
it's a monastery.
Yeah, it's you have too much faith at this point.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Silas would just peruse he doesn't really have anything to put down, so he'll just peruse the books in the common area.
And most of the books you find seem to be about, like, the introduction to inventing, or the history of technological advancement, or civics lessons 101. You see a couple of...
All except the last one. I will thumb through.
Fantastic, yeah. And there,
Not civics lessons 101.
you do see a couple of, like, fiction-esque books as well, but they seem to be a little less read.
Actually, as we are going through, I will probably say, so Silas, you I'm sure want to talk to the librarian. Sailsaba, you, as I said, you might want to speak with my master. I think he might be of interest to you.
Why is that?
Well, he's also very nature-driven.
Plant.
Yes.
So I thought perhaps you might find him interesting. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
he would find you very.
Oh, you can ask him how to talk to plants.
Oh, you might know.
I do well enough on my own.
Yeah, that's fair.
Glib and Aym'Bryn, I don't know, and honestly, Alin and Fen, I don't know exactly if there's anything on the site of the convent that might particularly interest you. But as I said, the bookshop owner has quite a bit of gossip, and Glib, there is the toy shop and sweet shop in the town might be of interest.
Man, I
to
got
you
all
and your,
this money just burning a hole in my pocket.
Right?
Well,
Yes.
that was the cursed coin I found the other day.
Oh no.
I wouldn't mind going to see the Tinkerer.
Yes.
Sounds kinda fun.
There's a tinker shop as well, actually. So that might
That's cool.
you of crafting nature, perhaps.
Yeah.
Might be good.
I'd like to check
but
that out.
Yes.
I'd love to just see, I don't know. I'd like to have an idea of where you used to spend your time, if that's
Of course.
something you'd point out.
Perhaps after dinner.
Of course, of course.
We'll have time. Yes.
I know we have
So,
much more pressing. Sorry, there's a mosquito I'm making occasional eye contact with. Is why I keep looking for that. Anyway, yes, that sounds wonderful. After dinner, of course.
I'm just imagining you at the mosquito. Yes. So,
Suddenly I leave frame. That's what I'm doing.
Fair.
Probably
I'm
not killing
feeling
it. Probably
stupid.
just running for my life. Anyway.
Yes. So I will set my things down. I don't have many things, but
Fantastic.
sort of settle in.
Just before dinner, Irde,
Yes.
you hear a knock at your door, and that will bring us to our break.
Great.
Dun,
Good.
dun,
Nice.
Good and
dun.
also great.
Who is
Good and
it?
Also great.
Is it the
Murder
murderer?
mystery.
I don't know who it is.
It's
I
just
haven't opened
Edward.
the door yet.
Welcome back, everyone. We are super excited to return. So let's jump right back into it with Irde's guest.
After the knock at the door, I will open the door.
Fantastic.
I jump out the window and I can't. I'm
Right in front of you, you see a furbolg with cropped short hair and a very kind, warm expression. Not very much taller than you, round about the same height. It's good to see you again.
Mr. Baron, it's good to see you as well.
I didn't expect you to come home.
Well, it's not for long, but I have some friends, some traveling companions now, and I thought it might be beneficial.
He gives you a hug.
Irde will hug. Yes, I thought it might be helpful for my friends to avail themselves of the many resources here.
And
I hoped that it wasn't such a bad parting a couple months ago that everyone might be helpful.
You look quite a bit happier.
Yeah.
Good. I was planning on just bringing you down to dinner, but if you would rather go with your friends, I understand.
I mean, I would love it if they could meet you, so,
I
are
would
you
be
going to
happy
join?
to meet them.
Yes. Well, they should be joining for dinner, so you can meet them then, or if you wish to return to the greenhouse, of course you may. Yes.
Well, even I have to eat sometimes.
Well, of course, but I know you could probably do your own meals if you wish.
True,
But yes.
but it's not every day that one of my protégés comes back.
I think you and I both know protege is a stretch of that term.
Little bit.
I am under no illusions that I was.
You
Good.
were wonderful.
Thank you. Well, it is that time, shall we?
Of course. He links his arm with yours and lets you.
She will accept that and walk down. As they are walking, she will ask him, so how have the last couple of months been for you?
Quieter. First time.
I'm sure.
But not too bad. Heard a couple of interesting rumors around town of some messes out in other cities, but other than that, it's been quiet.
Yes, well, the messes are sort of one of the reasons we're here.
Really? You didn't do it, did you?
No. That was not me. But we have been, I suppose, trying to fix some of the messes.
That's very admirable. How enlightened.
It's a very strong group of people who are endeavoring to do this. And
I'd
I
imagine.
am trying to help.
Don't underestimate your own strength, Irde. I always saw quite a bit of that in you.
I appreciate your faith in me.
Unending. But he leads you down to dinner. Assumably you would all get...
We're all showing up to dinner around
Yeah.
the same
Yes.
time. Are they still...
Yeah.
Yes, so as we walk in,
May
we
I?
Huh?
If you would like to make your insight check, go ahead.
Can I give Aym'Bryn a 15?
I mean, sure.
Oh, with that double
15
expertise.
plus
So what is
expertise.
it, Aym'Bryn?
It was a 15 base, 19.
Yes, this is my master. This is my mentor and teacher. I'm not in love with him.
Other way.
But, but strong feelings. Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Strong,
feelings.
non-romantic feelings. All right, I'm
Very
out for you. It's
strong.
all right. It's all right.
That was the most important thing I've ever used my portent on.
It is.
I want to know
I would like to picture it as they're about to part ways, and Silas just kind of like gives me a little nudge, and I glance over, and then I have my moment to get a read on.
Like there is like you saw when I was in the headmaster's office, the respect she gave to the headmaster. This
Sure.
is,
Like a deep admiration.
a very deep admiration and probably a little sheepishness, because Irde knows she was not always a patient student.
I think that is a feeling that I can read very well.
Yes, so that is what you would get. I would assume.
See, I was more interested in the other half of the equation.
I don't think my master is in love with me, but
well, that one is a 22, so is
you get a strong like compassion and patience. You get the feeling of someone who is happy to see a friend. There is kind of that like, I wouldn't necessarily say sibling relationship, but it is kind of familial of like potentially like uncle and niece or something like that. Like it's mentor student, but they spent a lot of time together, and he's absolutely seen her at her worst.
I am thrilled and terrified at how much power I have. Glib, is this how you feel all the time?
I don't know about all the time.
Turn Aym'Bryn into Cupid.
I will join my friends. If Master Baron wishes to sit with me, he obviously may, or he might sit with the professors if that is his wish.
For the night at least, he seems to be pretty content to like stick with you and,
All right,
and
then.
just.
So, everyone, this is when I was here, he was my master. He also runs the greenhouse on site. This is Master Baron. These are my friends. I can let them introduce themselves if they wish. And I assume they do that, unless you have specific things you want to say.
I heard you're the one with all the dirt.
I've certainly seen the most of her.
Yep.
Duly noted.
Yep.
Well, because of the greenhouse.
Yeah. We mean that quite literally. We're very, very serious people.
I really thought you were going to say simple, but yeah, serious too.
That too. That's a better word. Thank you, Alin. I'd like to retract my earlier statement.
Yes, no, we are the most serious people you're likely to find this side of the ancient wind.
Not a joke in the bunch.
As long as there's not very many other things on this side of the Aym'Bryn.
Would one of you like to roll me a deception check for this?
No, I think we're but it's pretty obvious that we're just
joking.
Just
Okay.
Especially because
Yeah, that's
Irde's
fair.
just like,
yeah, I think Irde's eyes are probably progressively getting wider.
That's true.
I
I
choose
feel
to
like
fail the deception check.
I feel like specifically Varen has like innate natural 20 for Irde perception or Irde insight.
yeah, and also he's a very wise type of a person, so insight would be a skill he's real good at.
Oh yeah.
But yes, this you see a Firbolg, who is my mentor.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Is he? It is he him, right?
Yes.
Is he very short for a Firbolg? Because I know Firbolgs are usually pretty freaking tall.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
And
very
he's about
short,
Irde's-
very lithe,
Okay.
thin build, thin frame,
Interesting.
rather short. Yes, they're usually significantly taller. He's pretty short for a Firbolg.
'Cause we've seen a Firbolg before. The barkeeper in Sagdale was Firbolg.
Yeah, she's tall too.
She's very tall. Yeah.
Very tall.
Wonderful hair.
And had a thing for Alan.
Definitely had a thing for
Who
her.
didn't?
No, just a flip thing.
The hair flip, for sure.
Yes. Irde
Well-
will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what's on the menu tonight?
What is
Usually it's some sort of... Ooh, that's not the voice. Usually it's some sort of stew, unfortunately. But I don't know for certain. We've had a rather newer... Nirvana took over cooking of the kitchen. And she's been doing a wonderful job. Got some new
Yeah, I couldn't quite
culinary
place that smell.
experiences.
I thought it smelled a little like Teen Spirit, but
Yep.
Master Varen, not to push it onto things that are a bit more serious, but has there been any word of trouble brewing in Lydol as far as your lantern here? We've come recently from other places where there's been some issue. We're wondering if there's anything going on here.
There has been tighter restrictions on our lantern, for certain. Certain upped security, but nothing too worrying. Certainly no attacks, as I've heard of the unfortunateness of Varen.
And Port Cove as well. We actually, with Irde's expertise, retrieved the lantern for Port Cove and returned it to its rightful place.
You are very good.
Yep.
Well,
Irde's
she has done very well
probably-
for herself and for us.
Every time you compliment her, she is absolutely blushing, just like, no.
she beat a bear in an arm wrestling match. It was crazy.
She did beat a bear in an arm wrestling contest. It was quite
Sailsaba,
impressive.
That is true.
Is,
She can also
Sailsaba-
make things die with her hands.
Oh yeah, she does that too.
Very, very
She
good.
made me very big,
That is true.
and the blacksmith very big.
Yeah, that's true, but I already get very big.
Bigger.
Are we not doing phrasing?
And
took a sip.
you just see, like, he's trying to be composed, but, like, his entire body is just shaking a little bit.
You are probably watching, like I assume that this
His
table
eyes
setup
are
is kind-
locked on Irde, just watching her melt.
Like you probably, I assume that the table setup is sort of like cafeteria style. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Big
you were-
long tables.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You're probably seeing Irde just kind of like slowly becoming a turtle as much as she can.
Sailsaba will continue. Like, every part of the blacksmith was bigger because of Irde. Every single part. His head was, his arm was,
okay,
his weapon,
so what is...
his weapon, his hammer
Yeah,
was
his-
very big
Absolutely
because of Irde.
smells wonderful in here. I can't wait to.
And at some point, there are like there is a little platter of like lamb with some potatoes and some green beans. And
Oh, good
just-
food.
where is everyone sitting, and
I-
how many other people are in the room?
It's not an overly full room, but there's a good amount of people. There's one very long table. At the end, you seem to have a collection of like masters. They look like teachers, sort of people. You do see the headmaster and assistant headmaster at the table, at the other end of the table. There's a spattering of students and everything. Sorry, I just saw something in the chat.
Yep.
We know what it is. Audience doesn't even know what it is.
They don't need to, it's fine. Moving on.
I
There's
don't
a
want to
you when
spattering
you-
of
from the group, but I would like to sit on the edge as close to other people, especially the students, rather than the headmasters, because we've spoken to them already, and just within listening distance.
Yeah, and you hear, novices talking about different training that they're doing, talking about weapons that they're training with, their spirituality training, or little inventions that they're planning on all sorts of different things. Just tends to be young students talking about their daily lives or what they're reading now.
Exactly.
I'd like
what
to
I was
roll a
hoping
quick
for.
perception check to see what weapons they're talking about, and if... I just want to know what kind of weapons they're using.
Magitech.
Go ahead and
What's
roll
that?
me a
What level do you
perception.
get
War
that
never
fighter
changes.
skill where you can tell if someone's stronger than you, like by watching them?
That's
real
Battlemaster stuff.
That's all
Battlemaster
the,
thing.
all the acolytes.
Not a roommate thing.
Just like, are you better than me?
17.
Yeah.
17. So you hear a couple of people talk about bow staffs, which I realize is the same term, but still.
Staff.
Yeah, staffs. You hear them talking about a couple of different. They seem to be predominantly monk-based weapons, although a couple of them are talking about swords and other things of the sort. But the predominant, overwhelming theme seems to be mostly monk-based.
Fen makes a note of how few of them are talking about like swords and things that he can actually make. And duly noted. All right.
Can I discern? Oh,
Sorry,
go
please.
ahead.
No, please.
Can I discern how many? Does it seem like a lot of the other students are familiar with Irde? Do they glance at her with recognition at all, or?
You can roll me perception or insight, but the insight would not be your expertise.
No, regular insight.
Regular insight.
They're both awful.
How many people are into Irde, though?
I do want to know, but actually, can I roll for both of those things? I just want to know how many people recognize her and if anybody is like,
Go for it, yeah.
One monk in the
that.
corner just being like,
Oh, they're both awful. That's a 5 and the romance one is a 13.
You see a couple of people seem to notice Irde, but they don't seem to notice Irde as far as you can tell.
Your
As
perception
far as you
is
can
being
tell.
drowned out by the glowing orb that is Fen.
It's true,
Yeah,
it's true.
unfortunately, Fen's kind of distracting with the like.
It's good you know how to visualize it sounds. It's kind of like text magic.
I mean, Irde would not know this. But, never mind. I lost my train of thought, so ignore me.
I will
I'm sorry.
turn to Varen and say, Master Varen, I was educated at the University of Zades. I was wondering if there was anybody here who was a magical practitioner of the wizarding sort rather than Irde's natural attunement.
We tend to be more wisdom based. There are certainly a couple of people in town who have a little bit more of a wizarding bent, but not too many here in the monastery,
Oh, that's
unfortunately.
absolutely fair. Just thought I'd ask.
yeah, they are more like wizards.
So to
It does
speak,
beg
yes.
the understanding of the word wizened or wizard. I don't know. It's something.
Well, intelligence-based versus wisdom-based, there's nothing to say that you can't be both.
Probably not.
Yeah, why is not?
You keep good company, little bun.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I think she was talking about Irde.
If she's bigger than I am.
I was going to say, from mine and Glib's perspective, it's very strange to hear her referred to that way.
Yeah.
I have found some very good. Oh yes. You will probably notice that Irde is probably very quiet throughout this entire time.
I do have to say, this food is much better than the normal.
Be real
rations at
careful
Zades.
what you just said. You're about to say.
In Zades.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry.
I
Alin,
have something to compare it to directly, and so I'm doing that. Thank you.
Right.
Hey,
Sorry.
over a hot grill.
And I appreciate it when I eat it.
Alan does
And
most of
Alan
our
does
cooking on
most
the
of
road
it,
if you
and I
if you
just
needed
yell
a
from
hand with
behind.
Alin and Glib do a very good job cooking what we find on the road. They're very good at that.
Thresh and
Road
Nirvana have
waffles.
done a great job.
Just if you needed a hand, we're staying here for
Couple of
Nine to
you're
two, yeah.
putting us up, and if you had anything that you needed us to assist you with.
That's true.
Well, I'm
Certainly.
not going to be particularly useful, although I'll always take Irde's help in the greenhouse, or with the chickens.
What kind of chickens?
Well, we have black ones and brown ones. There's a couple of white ones and a
They have
rooster that's
feathers, right?
quite yes, all of them.
Nah.
have
And
Fine.
they lay eggs, yes?
Yes.
Not the kind we're
Okay,
looking
good.
for.
Normally what
Yeah.
breakfast consists
We
of.
on the road ran into some abyssal chickens, so we're a little
Sorry,
Oh
I think
my.
we cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, that's perfectly fine. There's of course the lamb as well, which is
Omelette du fromage.
very nice. But yes, if you'd like to assist with the cooking, I'm sure Nirvana and Thresh would be more than happy to have a couple of extra hands.
How good are they at taking
Oh.
direction?
I'd really like to help with the cooking.
Oh God!
Direction.
Oh God!
If you've got
Nirvana.
no liquor, you might want to let him have his way with it too. Comes out
Nirvana
really well.
is wonderful at taking direction. Thresh. Thresh might take a little bit more convincing.
Glib's very convincing.
I think I can handle that.
We don't particularly have too much alcohol available on the grand total unless you can talk someone out of something. But of course, there is always topsy-turvy?
Tipsy-turvy.
Tipsy. There is always tipsy-turvy.
No, it's okay. Mostly I was just thinking about making sure everyone got their mushroom and cheese omelets in the morning.
Silas
Hold
will look directly at Alin and just cock an eyebrow and like,
That was a 16 on insight. Do I pick up on this, Alan?
Alan, roll me a deception check.
I don't know what he's picking up on. I have all the mushrooms
Very
in the bag of
straightforward.
holding.
You don't know what Alan's gonna try to break in. To your
You would
the
need
bag of
someone to do
holding.
a very good sleight of
I mean,
Hey, we ain't no stool pigeons.
Yeah,
We're not.
it's a 16.
so
Something.
we match.
So you match, but
It goes to Irde.
yeah,
Alan's
it would
setting
go to
the DC
Irde.
and Irde's
Yeah.
trying to match it.
Yeah.
Irde will just look at Alan like,
You also see a very knowing and slightly like concerned but amused but also like warning look from Baron.
Okay. But
The
how?
standard response.
How could he possibly
Yeah,
know
seriously.
what mushrooms I'm referring to? There's no way.
He
I don't buy
doesn't.
this.
He
knows
doesn't know
that
what
Irde has
mushrooms.
just
He's
gone
picking
like-
up on Irde's.
He's
picked up
picking
on
up
Irde
on
going like,
Irde's, but he can also put like. It's a basic insight check. He knows that you're being mischievous. He knows that there's something you're
Alright.
hiding.
Yeah.
The cheese has
He-
gone bad. I'm sorry. You know what? We'll leave the cheese out.
I guess the only problem is in order to make breakfast, you have to wake up early.
That's
That is
That
a
is
problem.
true.
particularly true around here.
yes.
Oh. Maybe brunch.
Yeah, we'll do
Distressed
brunch.
Glib. Just no.
We'll do brunch.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I think this is a wonderful dinner.
Yeah, dinner goes by without a hitch.
without
you
a
get
hitch,
some
really.
But not
Well,
further
I mean,
hitches.
plenty of hitches.
I
Without further
saw
hitches.
3 or 4
It
hitches
went
down
in
the
one
road.
Yeah.
No more
um,
hitches. Okay.
Yeah, without a
But
single
for the
hitch.
most part, it's a pleasant conversation with Baron, who doesn't give you too many tidbits on Irde,
Yet.
because he's being nice.
Like, she's sitting right there.
Because she's sitting right there, and it's way more fun to embarrass her when she's not around.
But does it seem
I
like we
beg
could
to
get him to
differ.
come get drunk with us?
I think you probably gotta ask.
What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, somebody would have to ask and try to roll a persuasion check.
Hey, we're gonna go get smashed. You want to go?
Yes, we'd love to hear. We're really like, it has been so important, become so important to us, and we would really just love to know more about the people who are important to her. I'm trying to assist.
every in and
Go
every
ahead
out.
and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Yes. Weirdly, I'm proficient in that.
Oh god, oh god.
How weird.
That's kind of weird. It's an 18 for a 22.
Nice.
Hey.
Good
Holy
work, Alan.
cannoli.
That's pretty good.
Well, I haven't had a night out in a while, so I suppose I wouldn't be too opposed to such a thing. If you're sure that you want me to go, Irde and
course.
Brent.
Yeah, it sounds like you really need to branch out then.
If you would like to, of course. I always enjoy your company.
Quick thing. We said he was a small furbolg, but how big is he?
You said it was like Irde's height, right?
Irde's 5'8", right?
Oh, okay, so
he's a little bit taller than Irde, so he's round about 6 foot, give or take it. Yeah. Give or
But
take.
he's not like the 6'8", 7 foot monsters that most people are.
Yeah,
So looking
he's not
at him,
quite as tall.
Looking at him, do I get the impression that Finn and I, as the more resident drinkers, would still be coherent at the point that we got him drunk enough to start talking?
Roll me an
Based on
insight check.
BMI and
yeah.
Roll me
calculations.
an insight check.
Guys.
Can I roll a medicine check to determine the same thing?
He's really
Yeah,
slight, right?
sure.
Okay, I was
That's an
kidding, but
11.
okay.
11.
was
He
good.
is slight, yes.
Yeah, it's an 11 medicine as well.
Yeah, you can't really tell for sure, partially because you have no frame of reference.
Idea
Irde
for
would probably
Furbolg.
be able to know.
But she's not looking.
But she's not looking, and she's not telling if she was looking. You unfortunately have no frame of reference for A, how well this Furbolg drinks, and B, how any Furbolgs drink, so...
Can I make
other-
a history check based on how much Fen has drank in his life?
Why is this what we're
I don't
doing?
really...
I'm just curious. It's morbid curiosity at this point.
I mean, sure.
I'm not
Are you-
proficient in history.
I think if you have to roll for it, it's too much.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, so Sailsaba here is also
18. Sorry.
You have memories of Furbolgs drinking a lot, and memories of Furbolgs not drinking at all, and you never know for sure which one this is.
I legitimately thought Finn was rolling to see how much of his drinking he remembered.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, that's
Nothing.
probably true as well.
It's close to 50-50 though.
So anyway, Sailsaba also is naturally inclined. So it has been very enlightening to be traveling with her.
Sailsaba will, and then in Druidic say hello. Her particular dialect sounds a bit like.
Sounds right.
And you get back a which is kind of just a like, hello, well met.
And then Sailsaba will say in Druidic, hello, I am with these group of people, and Irde is very special to me, and also might have a mating partner in the future. In
I
Druidic.
noticed.
Oh my god!
I picked up on that. It's entertaining for certain. And you Sales particularly would have noticed a couple of times Varen's eyes had flicked to a couple of people at the table, particularly the purple half-elf.
No, he's like figuring out which one it is. He's scanning and like.
Yeah, he's
it's
just
like
scanning
Alin,
everyone.
like halfway.
No,
down,
no. That's the one.
face full of like
There
the
he is.
sauce that was in.
Yeah. You get the feeling that he has picked up on the particularly purple shade of half-elf. But yeah. Have a nice little conversation in Druidic.
That is the second episode in a row that Mackayla and Susie have made vaguely animal noises to each other for a solid 5 minutes.
Well, at least this time they
We translated this!
They translated
We
this
translated
one.
You
for
did
you.
translate this time, so it's okay.
Silence.
So we good.
That's Brion. That's not Silas. Silas.
Brian, we
Whatever.
translated for you. Aren't you happy?
Thank you.
If I understood what just happened correctly, I think the original druids had to have been either Tabaxi or just plain cats.
They just cats.
I have a headcanon that Druidic is different for every dialect of animal there is. So it's like this universal animal language that you
It's
But all druids
Pokemon
understand
language.
it.
It's Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon language. It's Charmander saying Charmander, Charmander, Charmer, and Pikachu saying Pika, Pika, Pika.
It's a little puff. It's a little puff.
No, we're stopping this now.
Okay, sorry, but you make your way towards the tavern in town. It is a very lovely little tavern. There is one of those like. Do you guys know Waterdeep with the like robot that can go around and give you things? So there's one of those, and there's also a regular old tavern keeper, which Irde you would know the name
is
of.
Wynn.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. Wynn.
Is his name really Win?
Where?
WYNN.
Yeah. Her name.
Why?
She is a half elf.
You actually did not give me
Long black
pronouns
hair.
for them, but-
Warm brown. I didn't.
not for the town. You gave me pronouns for the school.
That's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
because you spent less time in the town. But
Yeah, no,
yes,
makes sense.
you
Is
see
this place
a
called Tipsy Turvy?
Tipsy Turvy. Yes. Her name is Wynn. She is corseted, very tight dress, long, dark, wavy hair, warm brown eyes.
Does she
You walk in.
recognize me?
She does kind of nod at you and seems to give a wink to Varen. What can I? What can I do you all for?
Oh God, this is just
17.
this is what you should say the importance for.
Yeah.
No. He used the important on the important one.
I did.
What can I do for all of you?
Just a glass of ale for me.
Of course.
Yeah, round of drinks. First round's on me. What the hell?
Oh, thank you.
How generous.
Just because I need to test something. If I were to buy a full bottle of rum from you, would you just let me take it out of the building, or is this like a thing? I need to know.
Well, it depends on who you're planning on sharing it with.
Well, if he's leaving.
You're allowed to take a bottle out of the
well-
bar,
Wait, is it not-
yes.
Probably just me. You know what? Never mind. I'll just. I don't know where this is going. I'm just gonna
You can.
just buy a.
Did you want a bottle of rum as well?
Yes, please.
But we have to drink it here.
And
is the
her eyes
final-
kind of. Her eyes flick to Fen, and she goes, "Are you paying for that too, big boy?"
Yeah, old boy is rum. What the hell? You'll probably
How
split it with me
generous.
later anyway.
That's true.
Oh, drinking buddy is cute. And she goes and she gets cups of ale for all of you. She gives you a bottle of rum. Let's make it a gold for everything.
Fantastic. Consider it done. And Fen will hand over the gold.
And she just tucks it into her corset and call me if you need me.
That feels so
Walks
uncomfortable
away.
to stick like a coin down there.
Surprisingly, not as much as you'd think.
What you gotta do is you gotta get a small bag of holding and
Yeah.
put it between there. So you just.
Like it's not like paper money that you can. Anyway, it's fine. That was Amanda. That was Amanda's thought. Anyway,
Sorry, for
Thanks,
those of
man.
us who have all been to the Ren Fair, as soon as Mackayla said that, all I kept thinking of was, a saw to the hip, to the tip, ah!
Silas will just have his little mug of ale and just be watching everybody.
yeah, Irde will probably be sitting next to Silus, very, like doing the same, very quietly, just kind of like, you know, little.
Oh, this
Little
is
nervous.
good. Is it like berries in
And
it?
it has a slight fruity flavor to the ale, but it's very good, warm. You get a like aftertaste of honey to the sort of a meaty taste almost to the ale. Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
It's quite good, yeah.
Two quick questions. First,
Yes.
is there
Yes.
anything going on when there?
Go ahead and roll me your
I
insight
did. It was
check.
17.
17. You get the feeling that, well, the first thing you get is that Wynn is extremely flirty.
Oh yes.
Yep.
You
What
get the feeling.
Are you paying Big Boy? Didn't tip him.
Are you paying, big boy?
I felt I didn't really have to roll for that one.
You really didn't. You see, she seems to find Varen at least slightly attractive. You get the feeling that Varen might have an inkling towards that as well. However, no, yep, you only rolled it once, so that's all you get.
No, that's fine. Can I get a general temperature? She's of course, very good at what she does, but she's also seems like a person who's taking the temperature of the room, right? Like, would know what was going on in the town and with its people. She seemed to be assessing us in much the way that I am assessing people.
Yeah, give or take.
A kindred spirit, would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You do
Okay.
also see a bard performing in the in the
Interesting.
corner.
Okay. Can I ask a little bit about them? What they're...
He is a, and I did not give this to Irde actually. He is a Leonin. His name is Rorden. He is a very tall, playing a. Leave me alone. I love that name. It's such a good one.
It was a good choice.
I'm not saying
it's a bad name. I'm just saying, of course, it's Rorden.
Of course it is, but it's not a bad thing.
His name is Rorden. But yeah, he's sitting in the corner playing a lute, and he's got a deep, kind of gravelly voice that's floating throughout the room, singing just random songs of adventures and drinking tunes and things like that.
Okay. And
Hey, Glib, when he takes a break, maybe you should tell him the story about how we got that lantern back for Port Cove, huh?
Yeah, I could do that. But I feel like at this point it'd be a little redundant.
Well, yeah, but then he tells everybody else about us, and it's just good marketing for us.
That's fair. What should we tell him our team name is then?
Maybe we just leave. Oh well, there's a couple ideas there. But maybe we leave personal descriptions out.
Well, let's
Just the team name.
We will need to talk about this. We need to report to the Heroes Hall in the East, and
Yes,
what
that
are
is
we
true.
going to call ourselves?
Do we? I mean, they paid us, and they didn't ask us to.
And then we are never named.
Well, you know, I do know it was floated earlier that maybe advertising our presence would draw people to us but I much prefer to choose the moment that I encounter people that I'm looking for.
Of course. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, I'm very new to adventuring, like a lot of us. But Leosidwin is much more regimented than what Cove tends to be.
Indeed.
So they
We
might
may yet
eventually-
need to.
There is
Bit of
also
a god of order.
There's also the fact that, you know, every time we go into a Heroes Hall, we can change our appearances. We just need to make sure that they have a name so they know who to hire. They don't need to know what we look like or who we are.
That's very
That's
valid
also
point.
fair.
That's true.
Because, I mean, none of us, we know the noble intentions are a thing and they're pretty cool, but, I've never seen any of them. I don't know what they look like. We could do the same thing.
Well, except that one
I think we
member,
did.
because in Port Cove she had a painting up in the
Lady Conviction.
Oh yeah. There was that.
We just have to avoid pain.
But we don't have to commission portraits of ourselves, you know? Like it's
Because I would say that's highly optional.
That's the point.
well, you can do that, but some of us.
I
Like
later-
Lady Conviction. Like Lady
But I
Conviction.
take out
with
the,
Glib will
I
be
take
our
out
face.
the I
well,
take out the
obviously.
He's the
fleece
one
and
constant.
I make a small illusion on the table of Glib riding on top of a tiger with a big flowing cape. Just
Yes.
that is what we could have
Just
if we wanted it.
inexplicably
Yes.
very long hair. Just
So how would you sum up that image in a team name?
Well, I think we all pretty much operate by fourth instinct at this point, don't we?
You still haven't explained what that means.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Fen and Silus and I have had this talk. You know, sometimes you go into a situation and you think you should do something and you think, wait a second, let me rethink that. And sometimes you have to do that 3 more times. So you get to your 4th instinct. And that's usually the right decision for people like us.
I lean over to Irde and I say, it was something that I told Fen after his whole debacle with your mother at Leosidwin. I
It
didn't
would-
think they would take it this much to heart, but
For
they
example,
seem to.
but it's right though, right? My first instinct.
Irde, you
third
should
instinct.
probably learn to take that to heart.
I'm learning that.
Wait, you're not interested in Mother Debacle?
Oh, I'm absolutely interested in Mother Debacle, especially if that one's involved, but,
No,
well,
really.
He is very much involved,
I
but
That's a team name.
Oh,
Mother
Please,
Debacle.
no, I do not want Mother Debacle to be our team name. We
That's
can
like
go
the
discuss
rival
more
team
things.
to Dadless Folk.
Yeah, Master Varen, I've very much stuck my foot in my mouth. It really doesn't bear repeating.
well,
that's a very
I-
impressive talent. You must be rather flexible.
I am, but that's not the point.
I think if that is a indicative thing of our group, which it seems to be, it's as good a name as any.
Fourth instinct.
Mother
is-
Debacle?
I am putting my foot down here.
Well,
That-
Glib, I don't know my mother, and I
Oh.
believe you don't either, as far as I know.
That does sound
I
like
know
quite the
about it.
debacle.
Oh, you know your mother. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, well,
My mother is very nice, though.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
Mother Debacle. Nope.
It doesn't
I'm
fit us as well.
Not.
That's true.
No.
I'm
thank you.
sorry for my audio, Josh. I just blew out the mic.
Okay.
No,
Has
if fourth instinct
go.
is what we wish, that is fine. I didn't realize that had been such a prevalent thing, but
Oh, me neither.
I didn't even know you had that conversation. So yes. Anyway,
Well, you were absent from it for good reason.
It was
feel
when
that.
Silas pulled me away after everything.
Yes.
Say it. After the what?
After Irde yelled at me.
No.
no.
speaking to her mother. What?
After the two
After
words.
What?
After there was a thing
I believe
that
the
had to
words
deal
we're
Yeah,
with-
looking for is
Irde yelled
Mother
at me
Debacle.
because I spoke to her mother.
Which
It was a
Yes,
thing.
and you
Oh.
had to summon that up in a couple of words.
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
where
doing
you're
it.
going with this, but that's okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It just dawned on me what you're trying to get me to say, and I'm not doing it.
After the mother debacle.
I'm
There you go.
sorry.
Thank you,
You
Zana.
spoke with her parents?
I spoke
Just my mother.
specifically with her mother.
And you still have hands. And
I'm-
lips.
Was there a chance I could lose them? Irde, you did that.
You
I
have
will-
mellowed, kid.
I will put my hand on Irde's shoulder and just squeeze it gently.
If it helps, it was at the library, so there's probably a mitigating factor.
I'm sorry,
I feel like
I'm alive.
perhaps
Varen's
It has
just
been a
sipping
long-
his ale.
Wait, did Irde burn somebody's lips off? Is that what we're being led to believe with this previous
And did she
statement?
cut off their
I
hands?
did not do that. I did not cut anyone's hands off.
Did you burn them off and then cut their
No,
lips
no,
off?
no. I am
Taking off
going.
your
close to you.
If you're gonna cut off
Taking
my hand,
off a
don't
few
use the dagger I
heads.
made for you. That would just be wrong.
You made her a.
If you have noticed, Irde has not been wearing your dagger recently.
Yeah, Fen would have noticed.
Actually, you all please enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm very tired.
Let me walk you back.
Sure. I will see you all in
I
the
will-
morning.
I will stand up and take Irde's arm.
Would you like me to go with you, Irde?
Uh,
Although he has,
please,
he
stay, have a-
speaks.
No, hang
I
out.
I
More
have a
about
feeling
Irde.
that
Oh, is this a debacle?
no. I think honestly you will have a much better time here. Have a good night, Master Varen. I will see you in the morning.
Be safe, yeah.
Good night. I'm very confident between Silas and I will be very safe.
Fantastic.
Good night.
You do hear him speaking in Druidic to Sails at
Yes.
one point too.
Can I, as everyone is drinking, like when it gets to, I'm not really touching mine, although I'll try to make it seem like I am. But when everyone's been drinking for a little bit and it seems about time to get another round of drinks, I'd like to stand up to go and place an order with the waitress. With
You
the
notice,
Tiefling.
it's not. You don't necessarily have to stand up.
Oh no, I
She
don't have
seems
to.
to be hovering.
But he's going to.
Yeah,
little
and I'll
bit.
know. So I'm gonna wait until it's just before she would come over, and I will excuse myself for a moment on the pretense of doing that, and I'm gonna go over and have a word with her.
It's weird. I keep drinking, and there's just more that shows up in my glass.
She seems to be paying particular attention to your party.
Okay, I mean, I guess if she's doing that, then that's fine.
But if you walk over like a little bit away, she'll. Do you need anything, sweetheart?
Well, and I was. You've kind of you've preempted me. Honestly, I was just going to. We're trying so dearly to make a good impression on Irde as a mentor, and I just wanted to make sure that you were making sure that he was taken care of. But it seems like you're doing quite a job of that without any prompting.
I do my best to take good care of all my patrons.
Of course.
Patrons!
Oh.
No, Irde for some time.
I've seen her around here and there, yeah.
When I'm speaking to her, do I get any sense that we understand each other?
Roll an insight check, I guess.
Bring out that thieves' cant.
Oh, yeah. Well, Okay, it's a 13, the straight insight.
Okay.
But I do, just because she is a certain type of tavern keeper that seems like she might, then I will slip in just like a line, just to see if she reacts. I'll just say something innocuous and move, but with the gestures that indicates that it's in Thieves' Cant. Because this town doesn't look like it has a seedy area, and I was looking for where I could find work.
Okay.
Well, the greenhouse.
That's true. Other than that,
you make the
He's got all the dirt and
reactions
all the
and things
seeds.
like that. It unfortunately doesn't particularly look like she's picking up on the Thieves' Cant so
No,
much
totally
as
fine.
just. Yeah.
I feel that there's just there's ways that we can test each other without coming up and being like, "Hi, I'm Aym'Bryn. Do you speak Thieves' Cant?" And she's like,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
respond me.
That's fair.
That
Yeah.
being said,
Is that not
does
how
she
we introduced each
understand
other?
my other intentions?
Your other intentions, are you trying to matchmake her somehow, or what are you aiming for with
two
your
things.
intentions?
I want to ask her a little bit about Irde, but not being too intrusive, but I'm just curious. And then I do want to make sure, because Alin had mentioned earlier that he wants to make sure that Varen is very comfortable, I want to make sure that Varen is very comfortable. If she wants to read a little bit more into that, then she's welcome to.
Do me a favor and make me another of your romantic insight checks.
Yeah.
24, 22, 22.
22? You get the feeling that while she sees Varen a lot and she finds him rather handsome, there is another person in your party that she seems to be eyeing a little bit more frequently.
Oh. I had wondered. Okay. Oh, you threw me off with that Varen thing. All right.
It's true, and there were some roles that happened.
So as I'm speaking with her and kind of insinuating that I'd like to know about Irde's romantic interests, I pick up on...
You pick up on her being a little distracted by
kind of watching Irde leave.
a different party member. She's not watching
why
Irde
is
leave,
it
although she does
Silus?
seem to be.
You can just say it's Glib. I mean, we all know.
It is.
Saw that image with the flowing hair and the tiger. And...
With 22, I will message you who she seems to be paying most attention to.
Oh, okay. Please.
My money's on sales.
The shoulder.
It's like the pose.
The
Well
dice
done.
have spoken.
Well done.
Stunning.
So,
I mean, sales did catch Ipe's attention.
sales absolutely caught
Their
my
bard is
attention.
Alin in?
Did
Got
you
a
get
type.
it?
Yes, I did. I sent you something back, actually.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
just wanted to make sure that I'm
Oh,
not
there we go.
misunderstanding anything. In that case, then I'm going to broaden my...
Scope.
I don't want to say insinuations, but I was trying to imply that I would like Varen taking care of it, but as I watch her reaction to the rest of us, I'll say, you know, just in general, how much did she charge us before? A gold?
She charged you a gold. Yeah, for the bottle
whole
of
thing,
rum
the whole
as
round.
well as the whole round.
Okay, I'm going to give her 3 more. and with some meaningful eye contact. And I just want to, we've been on a long journey. I'd just like to make sure that everyone is comfortable, as comfortable as they can be.
I'm more than happy to keep it flowing.
Oh, yes. I just wanted, and I suppose I just wanted to thank you for your excellent attention. And if, well, I'm ever so interested to get to know the people that Irde knows. If you would like to, if you had a moment that you'd like to come and join us for a bit, I would,
Was it Bryn?
I
Love
wouldn't
to have your
necessarily. I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. You
Yes,
look like
please.
a,
and I'm going to make sure
colorful
that an
group.
appropriate seat is open for her if at all possible.
Well, Irde and Silus have gone, so there is a.
Yeah, so
yes.
there's a seat, and
Works
she
out.
will pick one.
It might be
And-
exactly what I wanted it to be, actually.
Yeah, actually, it probably is. What was the lineup at the bar?
I
at the bar?
imagine
I thought we were at a table, but are we?
Are you at
Round
Are you at a
table.
table?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have
Um,
assumed I would have sat next to Varen.
Mm-hmm.
And did I say I was? Oh, and
Silas,
you
yeah.
and Silas was next to me, so
Yeah.
I know that. I don't
Okay,
know who
so
else.
Varen,
Varen, Irde, Silas.
Silas.
People.
People.
I would
don't
like
know.
to have sat directly across from Baron.
Okay.
So
This
that
is
the
like turning into a
bottle of
logic
rum
puzzle.
is-
I'm going to have to draw.
Yeah,
I'm
this is-
going to make
this
like
is-
a circle.
This is a
on.
wedding reception
yeah.
seating
I'm
Fen would have
chart.
sat next
literally
to
drawing that.
Alan
Can you
and
solve the
Bryn.
UST Sudoku?
Yes. First,
Okay.
can
Irde
we
can't
get an
sit next
extra
to
egg the
Alan,
first
but
person
Alan
who puts the
can't sit
correct
next to
table
Varen, but-
arrangement in the chat, in the Discord.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Hold on.
unless
So-
forced not to, whenever we are eating at a table, Sails will probably be on the table, not on a chair, just kind of
Not on a
curled
chair.
in
But
on the
where
end.
on the
just
table,
like,
though, Sales?
So how
That's
many
okay.
tables
Probably
has
probably
Sales
be
broken?
taken.
Um,
Seriously.
Yeah, sales is
Sales are
huge.
big.
Wow.
Sales is a big kitty.
Yes.
So Fen, where were you sitting?
Either next to Alan or Bryn.
Okay.
We're talking
And
5 tops, we're talking 7
Bryn,
tops, we're talking 8
where
tops.
did you
what are we
wanna
talking
sit?
here?
And Glib, where
so
did you want to sit?
Mine is more about, this is going to sound like it has layers, but mine is more about orientation. I would wanted to have been facing the bar as much as possible
Fantastic. Okay.
because I was looking out for wind.
And I would just take the last seat open, I guess.
I'm gonna put. Can I put Sales? Can I assume maybe you're sitting next to, but on the table next to
Yes.
Varen,
Yes.
and
Having a lovely-
hopefully I'm in the right
What
position
a
if I'm
logic
sitting next to
puzzle.
Sales because that is always where I would like to be.
I'm very curious how this math problem ends
I
up.
have no idea how this ended up. Whilst
Okay,
they're
that
figuring
means
it out,
If Fen is sitting
Silas-
between me and Alan, when I come back to the table, I'm just going to sit down where Irde was next to Varen,
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that my
and then
seat is
she will pick up the seat next to Fen,
between Fen and Alan. Yes.
between Fen and Alan, next to next to them.
what's gonna happen?
And suddenly, our 20% chance of a correct guess just dropped to 50.
don't know which one it is.
And yeah,
I like that you said drops, not
Yeah.
she seems to cross her legs and just kind of like lean forward on the table and just welcome to the tavern.
Oh, who she directed that to?
Yeah.
So far, it seems to be everyone.
Okay.
Viren, you see Viren smirk and kind of sit back a little bit.
Also, she could be sitting in between you two so she can look at somebody else across
That's
the table.
true.
It's true. It's
Also
true.
So 30.
Oh, this math problem
30%
just got so
chance.
hard, you guys.
But you already know the answer.
No, I do, but I'm commiserating. I'm empathizing with your plight.
Oh, goodness.
I had to find
So
something.
what's
You guys
a-
know everything about me now. So I've got to find other secrets.
What's a ragtag
Everything.
group like you doing in a place like this?
Oh god.
Well, we just got back from saving the lantern and Port Co-op, and we're on our way back to Laesadwin. We figured, why not?
Wow, that's extremely impressive. Not surprising, a group of heroes, though.
Are we still talking up Irde? Should I tell her that Irde did most of it?
I mean, might as well. She's dead. So.
She did carry it back.
That is true.
She's the most responsible, but
you
far and away.
hear
But I
a
think anyone who knows her knows that.
You
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
a slight snort from Viren, and she just goes, I think there's probably a few of you that did some heavy lifting.
Oh, most definitely. Not myself, of course.
Don't get me wrong, Irde's a lovely girl.
Way far away, Irde, like sneezing confidently while walking
like
with
turning
Silas.
away from Silas to make sure she
You're
doesn't
right.
sneeze on you.
That's all we play.
Thank you.
Rolling insight.
What are you looking for?
On what?
I want to know.
Just how
What's
heavy that
happening
lifting
right now?
was.
I mean, I only rolled an
Doing
11.
heavy lifting.
Who's lifting? Who's lifting?
Oh shit!
You
it
rolled
is
an 11?
Silas.
Yeah, he's the strongest left.
That's true.
Let me.
500 pounds, baby,
Whoops. Yeah.
with levitate.
You rolled an 11? Fen,
was like-
you. And it's fitting for literally. Okay. Fen, you can't tell. Whatever you're looking for, you don't find it.
That's fair. Not
So I'm
exactly-
going.
I was gonna say I'm not a very insightful person.
Also, it wasn't very heavy. In fact, the lantern was actually a little light.
Stop it.
It was quite kind of a sizable light.
Oh. Huh. That's very impressive. No, really.
Chortles into his beard.
It goes in the
That
tavern.
one drow was a little heavy.
Yes, and you
A drow.
carried that back for us, didn't you?
I like
Fair
that we
enough.
called him a that,
No.
Well,
because I really hate that guy, and I was
he's not
really
heavy,
happy to
he's my
throw him
brother.
on the ground.
Probably the most dastardly of sorts, isn't he?
He puts my asshole ready to shine, that's for damn sure.
No, I don't get that off of you. You seem very charming.
Oh,
the
I
answer.
just did the math, and it just
It took you that long?
oh my, you know, Baron, the Sailsabas are very interested in the local flora, as it were, and I would so like to stretch my legs after all this walking. So, would you like to maybe show us around the grounds a bit? I would dearly love.
I would be more than happy to, of course.
Yes, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? A nice.
I'd like to go too. I need to
outside.
look for some new seasonings.
Yeah, I think so. What do you say, Glib?
Can I get a beer for the road?
I've got the
Walk
rum.
me down.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
There was a round
we...
spot.
No, make yourself
No,
comfortable.
no,
You've only just started to drink, and I wouldn't
Yes,
want to
yes,
put you
yeah.
out just because, you know, that's not really my scene
Well,
exactly.
I'll take one if it's already bought.
Of course. And she summons over one of the rolling little robots, and he puts down a drink for you.
Wow, that's really cool. All right, I'm satisfied with the way this turned out.
All right.
Varen, if I might... Varen, if
Uh,
I might bend your ear later.
Of course, I would be more than happy to help you with anything you'd like.
Fantastic. I have
Just,
no idea
just
what's
to,
happening.
just as we are walking back, since Irde and Silas are walking together, she will just say, "If you did want to spend time at the tavern, of course you're welcome to."
Actually,
Yes.
and I will say, where is the highest point in this city?
Keeper is the highest point in the monastery, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Either the monastery or the temple where you would find the lantern, but the lantern would not be easy to get to.
Open air, somewhere where you can see
like
the
a
sky.
mountain, like a hill.
Like a hill or something, yes.
The monastery is on the top of a hill, and you do know there's like a back kind of meditation area with some water features and stuff.
Then I will say, well, the meditation grounds in the monastery, probably.
Is that secluded? Somewhere where... This is going to sound quite, interesting, but, is it somewhere we could be alone?
At this time of the night, I would believe so, yes.
Okay, can we go?
Of course, yes.
And as we are going, Silas will just be running through some very familiar somatic components that you've seen him run through a lot. He's trying to just nail something. And as we get there,
Aren't we all?
he is
God
phrasing.
damn it!
He'll take out some rope and he will hand it to you, just the other end of it.
Yes.
And he says, he'll say, This might not be anything, and I don't know if this is something you want to do. But I had a thought. Your mother's wings were lovely.
Yes.
And yours less so. However, and I will take 10 steps back, and I will cast Levitate on you.
Oh.
And I will raise you up 40 feet.
Yeah, you do.
And I will say, if you would like to fly, your wings might serve you a little bit here.
Irde will take a deep breath and pop her necrotic shroud.
And I will just gently be bringing you around with the rope as you're holding onto it, just in a kind of lazy circle.
Well, necrotic shroud only lasts for a minute, so she will take that minute and descend.
As it fades, I'll bring you down and I'll say, I'm sorry it can't last for longer. I'll work on something, so hopefully we can give you that bit of your parentage that should be yours. This group is well-meaning. I know. And it can be a lot sometimes, especially for people like us. You and I are similar in many ways, so I hope this made you feel a little bit more comfortable today.
She will... I've asked you before, might I hug you?
Please do.
She will hold you very, very tightly. And she will step back and just take your face in her hands and say, I cannot believe you don't understand why we are staying with you. I cannot believe you don't understand why.
I've never been able to do this for someone before, so...
But I can't imagine you've ever not tried.
Yes. Anytime you wish, I'm at your service.
Thank you. Very much so.
You're welcome. And I will squeeze her hand in mine, and I will say, I'm going to retire for the night.
Yes, I will as well. Thank you. You have to know this, but how much we all appreciate you, and how much I specifically appreciate you, and I said I thought you were going to save the world. And whatever happens with the Faflay, we'll figure that out. But Alin said it before. You're already saving lives.
We will see as we go, I suppose. Good night, Irde.
Good night.
And with that, we'll jump over to the party. Sails, Aym'Bryn, Varen. Alin and Glib, are you going with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got my road beer.
Yep.
And you know what that means? Free mug, baby!
I just want to hand Varen the bottle of rum, like gesture to him, see if he wants to take a swig.
Sure, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, you will. So I noticed you agreed with that whole fourth instinct thing, you know, as we know Irde is someone who's very well, she keeps us in check, but it sounds like maybe that's not always the case, you know?
She keeps you in check?
I want to know about the time she burnt somebody's lips off.
Well,
Really
it's not so
anything.
much. It's not so much that she burned somebody's lips off per se.
No, it's just a
Feel like-
metaphor.
Perhaps I probably shouldn't
Sound too disappointed.
tell you this, but Irde had a tendency for taking heads. You know that saying, she bit someone's head off? It's a bit of a daily occurrence for our Irde.
So if you were to say, all right, if you were to put a number on the number of heads that had been removed from shoulders, what would that number be?
If it was
How
a
many
daily
times does
occurrence-
mine count?
Oh, are you a Hydra?
How do you?
That's
I'm just this short of asking if I can decapitate you to see how this works. But maybe you could just explain it to me.
So you know when someone gets really mad? and
Oh,
they start
I
shouting
really
at
thought you meant literally. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I see where you're going
have to.
now.
It is quite sharp, but for us, you need to slow things down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Irde
Got it.
disengages her jaw and then just goes in for the kill.
Yeah.
It's more like when she left, Irde had a very short temper and a lot of ghosts, for certain. But she's
No,
a
that
good
tracks.
person.
I suppose I can see it, but she's been I don't know.
Irde had a lot of things to be upset about. And she's done a wonderful job of working through them with all of you. It's nice to see her have some positive experiences.
Hopefully, just the beginning.
I can
of
tell
a
she
lot
loves
more.
all of you quite a lot.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We still give her things to be upset about, but it's
Oh,
just
certainly.
tinier things.
She's calmed down quite a bit. You should never put her in charge of, don't put her in charge of sprouts. She's better off with,
Just the one sprout. Don't you dare.
That's why I didn't give her Sprout.
Don't you dare! You're better now.
Your malicious intent.
She's
You'll
much
kill
better.
him.
She's much better with more mature plant life.
Hand him the bottle
Things
back.
that are a little,
Please do tell.
well, there were a couple of times that she was left in charge. I am the plant keeper of the monastery. I
Speak for the trees.
I speak for the trees. I spend most of my time in the greenhouse or with the grounds,
Please don't copyright
other
strike us,
things
Twitch.
like that. And as my apprentice and protege, Irde was also put in charge of the grounds. And she's got quite the bite to her bark. I've seen more than one tree with a dent.
He bit a tree?
Right, you're not so good at the figurative. No.
No, I was just hoping.
She's not a beaver. I can. She's not a beaver.
That's fair. I just kind of like the image.
Although I wouldn't put it past her per se. Are you
See?
trying to give me this rum, or
Oh,
are you
take
just
as much
trying
as you
Please,
want. I mean,
help yourself.
drink away. I've had plenty. I'll drink more, but you know, don't take it. Take
Alin, make me a deception check.
It's a nat 19
Hey.
for.
Plus.
I don't remember. You would think I would remember this by now. God,
I
I
made
lied
too
much.
many deception checks.
That's true. It's a 21.
I think I remember because all
So
the
plus two.
lying.
He chuckles a little and takes another sip and hands it back to you and says, I appreciate the offer and the attempt.
I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying, right?
Oh, not in the least.
Get
And I
here, get
certain-
drunk with us. We go cause some ruckus. Maybe you tell us more about Irde. Maybe maybe we frame Irde for said ruckus. You know, just have some good fun.
On the flip side, you don't need to be drunk to cause a ruckus if that's what you're into.
That's
Nor
true.
to tell us more about Irde and your time with her and her time here.
And the ruckus.
And the ruckus, of course.
It is a wonderful person.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we know that.
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
No. I trust that.
She wasn't, well, she caused her own fair bits of ruckus, for certain. But,
Is there an anecdote attached to that? Just that she's not been particularly ruckus prone in our company.
No, she seems like the least ruckus prone.
Yeah, quite the opposite.
We might have a different metric, though.
she's,
true.
well,
In the
I
monastery, she was a
certainly-
maverick, but with us,
she wasn't very good at focusing. Or anything, really. And she had a lot of tricks up her sleeve that could be unwieldy when not treated correctly.
Importantly, did her parents ever come visit her while she was here?
There wasn't a lot of contact between Irde and her family.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm
cause a ruckus?
quite certain not.
We need to go get Irde and cause a ruckus.
Sounds good to me. Is that her up there?
You are not there. You are not there.
Yeah,
It was only a minute, so.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you're probably he's taking you kind of the long way around the town, so to speak, back towards the pit.
Irde gets down from the levitate after a minute of flight, and then they go their separate ways, and Silus just suddenly makes her rise up 20 feet straight to the ceiling of her radar.
Actually, before Irde does go to sleep...
Does not happen. Does not happen.
No, before Irde goes to sleep, she would like to, Is there someone I could talk to in the monastery who might be able to send me a letter to Aasimar?
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't need to play this out. Just in canon, I went to that person. I wrote a letter to my sister saying we are planning to be at Aasimar in a few days, and I would like to see her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted that to be a thing that happened before I
Yeah.
go to sleep.
And that can definitely be sent off.
Great, thank you.
First,
While the group is going along that Sails is in, Sails will peel off and into a cat. And she will dart off and she will backtrack back to the tavern.
oh goodness,
And
Yes, thank you, Sails.
that's fair.
she's gonna make her way
Necessary.
to see how Fen's doing.
Just as a point of order,
Yes.
is the cat wearing a hat?
It is not wearing a hat. There are specific markings, if you should look closely enough, that resemble a deerstalker hat among the tips of her fur, leading back.
Speaking of copyright strike material,
Cat has no
Oh
hat.
shit! Whoops.
There is cat has no hat.
Yeah.
That does not exist in this world. We do not have.
there is no hat.
There's an
There
extra,
is
that's
no
at
hat
least
on top.
10% difference.
There is no hat on top of cat. No.
Yes. But yeah, since Sails is doing that, Fen, you are currently sitting alone with a half-elf bartender named Wynn. How's that going for you, bud?
Well, you win some, you lose some.
And who knows which it'll be right now.
Punishment!
About how many drinks have we had since they've
Yes.
left, and how long?
Literally as many as you would like.
Yes.
3 minutes, Fen.
Right.
He's 10 shots in.
If Fen is,
Good, they're
Fen is
gone.
angrily glaring at the door.
You know, I can
will-
go if you want.
It's Win, correct?
Off to a great start.
I don't remember her name.
Then you can do it.
And I got the feeling you were Fen.
That is my name, and when I don't normally. If you'd have met me a month ago, this conversation would be very different.
Uh-huh.
And I am sure that your tavern has lovely rooms. But I think my friend Bryn has, I think my friend Bryn is trying to set something up.
Sweetheart, I think I need to stop you there. I'm not looking for anything more than just some entertainment. You're not looking for anything at all. So clearly this is nothing more than the entertainment of a conversation.
I can do a conversation.
And you?
I do know how to speak.
Roasted.
That's too real.
From the
So long as
charisma
we
caster.
understand, Win, that I don't do the speaky very well. And the
Oh, I
more I
figured
drink,
that
the
out.
worse it gets.
Oh, I figured that out the minute you opened your mouth. You're
Fantastic.
really not so good at it.
Then let us have a wonderful conversation and listen to some excellent music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
And actually, just because you seem like a nice person, if you ever run into a man that looks like me, a little bit older, darker purple, kill him on sight.
Great first date.
I think I'll
conversation.
leave that to the town master, but thanks.
Oh no, believe me, I'll get that to him too, but in case you see him first.
Can we just imagine how that would play out? It's like, hey, I'm sorry, Town Master. I killed this guy. A random drow who I haven't seen in 3 months told me to kill this guy.
Yep.
Also, I totally just killed him.
You seem like a nice person. I need you to murder someone for me.
If you see this person.
This
Guy burned down my entire town by himself, but I took him down, so it's all good.
Fen did start the conversation with, I don't do the speaky well.
Yeah, no, she figured that out.
And made the
real
hand
fast.
motion and everything.
Yeah,
And everything.
real awkward.
Yep. That is
What'd
about
this
the-
guy do? Steal your girl?
No, he's my father, and he stole a lantern.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, wow. No offense, but that's the shittiest dad story I've heard in a long time.
Yeah. Well. Believe me, the hits keep on coming.
Oh, I can bet.
But enough about that. Why don't you tell me about your lovely town?
Sorry. Well, it's small. It's full of monks.
Got that.
It's got a bunch of nerds. And I don't think, other than the town master and the Heroes Hall person, it's seen a muscle in months.
I see.
Maybe a few of the monks, but
Not your type, I take it.
I don't tend to go for calm very well.
Oh, I see.
Or more accurately, calm doesn't go for me very well.
Go, Fen, go.
Fair enough.
But, I guess I should leave you to your drinks on me.
appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Still, if you, change your mind. And
I
she
know
just
who to call.
stands up and walks off.
And then Fen is going to down the drink and then go, God damn it, Bryn.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Has Sales made it to the tavern yet?
Yeah, I'll say that you probably get there just a little bit before she walks off.
The first 3 minutes of their conversation was spent in silence.
I'm sure that the first at least 3 minutes was just Ben awkwardly standing there cursing his entire life, and her laughing hysterically at him.
As long as they're both having fun.
When did Sales come in?
I would say just before she walked off, where she said, yeah, like, if you change your mind.
Sales will see Ben is alone and will jump up on the table. She'll jump up in such a way, purposely, where she's hanging off the edge.
Hang in there.
Fen's going to move Sails on top of the table. I think you are.
Love this.
Hello, Sails. Y'all left me here.
I can't hear Sails meow and I'm so sad.
Yeah, I can't.
Cute face, though.
It is
Yeah,
a
It was
can't
just
hear
a face.
Susie
It
either.
was just
Oh,
a face.
okay. It's just the kitty face. That's fine.
For those of you listening at home, she was just making a face.
Check out our VOD. Okay.
You may want to pull up the video this time.
So for the podcast, Josh will just narrate what we're doing.
Right?
Sales looks at Fen with sadness in her eyes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Sales does on the table, but she's very curled up, so she's kind of like, balancing it out. Hello, blacksmith.
Hello, Druid.
Were you successful?
Did you close it?
It was a fantastic 3 minutes.
Oh god. Oh god.
The erstwhile Tabaxi asks her party about their peculiar mating habits.
No, Sails. I didn't close it.
You were not successful in your hunt.
I wasn't hunting.
You were being hunted.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to have a drink with my friends.
And we left you.
Yes.
Do you know why we left you?
Yes, I imagine that this has something to do with Bryn trying to set me up with someone.
It usually does.
That it does, and with alarming frequency.
We mean well. Do not worry.
I know you do. Sit down and have a drink with me.
Okay. We will indulge in poison.
Yes, but no hag's blood. I heard what you did to Alin.
Okay.
Don't do that again.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
No. You can do it to your drink. That's fine.
Maybe.
Alright.
Throughout the night, you guys do manage to get Viren a little bit tipsy. But he seems to hold his own pretty well. Get a couple of stories about Irde losing her temper and just generally having shenanigans throughout the plant-based, unable to sit still for 5 minutes because meditating, no, that's not a thing that's capable of. And then eventually you guys make your way back to the monastery for the night.
I'll just put this in here before Sails and Fen are finished. Sails will head up to Wynn and check with Wynn if Wynn is still at the tavern.
Oh yeah, she's working.
Say hello.
Hi.
My name is Sailsaba.
Lovely to meet you, Sailsaba. Great name.
Oh, thank you. Were you hoping to have a night with the blacksmith today?
I wouldn't turn it down, but I'm not hoping against hope.
Ah, yes. I heard that there was not a success. Well, if you are searching for one, I can tell you where, and she'll tell you, I'll be over at the guest room. If you wish to have a successful night, you let me know.
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Go, Sails, go! Go, Sails, go! Go, Sails, go!
Get it.
Did
First
Sails overhear
on-screen
just enough of their
hookup is
conversation to
Sailsaba.
suss out her type? She can like flex a little bit on the.
It's an 11.
No.
Damn.
Well,
Well, we don't know
Maybe,
DC.
maybe,
well,
maybe.
we don't know. We don't know.
Oh, I want this so badly.
DC
Sails, why didn't
2.
you- Yeah.
She looks you over for a second and she says, "You know, that's the best offer I've had all night."
This is not a very exciting town. It'll do it.
It was more based on what she rolled because let's be real here, she's definitely the hunter in every situation.
Oh, God.
But yeah, shit, Sails, you make your acquaintance with Wynn.
Yes!
Can't you
Sales
tell?
closes it.
She
Fen's
doesn't
over at the
want
table
to be
just like-
fed. She wants to hunt.
Sails makes the deal.
Oh, God, yes.
Sails, is there something that you can hang on the door so I know I have to find somewhere else to sleep?
Well, here's what I'm imagining this. If Wynn just wants to go straight away, like Sails can take her wherever they are.
On the bar.
to go.
It's like, Fen, you better leave the
She's at
tavern,
the
like,
table
right
like,
goddamn now.
oh.
You name me lock up.
But if she wants privacy, Sails will accommodate.
I'm real good throwing people out of a bar.
Well, the town is all just nerds, so it's just the robots and the part at this point.
Yeah.
It's the robots in you, Fen.
It's
Okay.
just
Oh my
the robots
God.
in the bard at this point.
This is everything that I've ever wanted.
Ever in my life.
Man.
Parental advisory.
Oh,
We
God.
should put that in there.
Don't worry. So,
Um,
audience, you already know there's a parental advisory on this episode because it's going to be.
And this
in-
is why.
I'm seeing stars. Anyway, moving on.
We haven't been that explicit yet.
Oh, yeah.
No, we have not. We're not going to be. It's fine.
Yeah, we're not.
No.
Sails,
Taking someone on a
you
bar.
stay. You don't go back to the monastery. It's fine.
Sales doesn't make it back to the monastery that
Sails
night.
doesn't make it back to the monastery that night.
Oh, God.
I just want to point something out. Sales walks in there. It's like, oh, Fen, I'm sorry that we left you. We mean well. And then goes and leaves him.
It's all in the tone. It's all in the tone.
And I know this is outside your current breadth of experience, but someday perhaps you'll understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And the next morning rolls around.
Hey, the black
that
parents, tell your children
yeah.
about the bards and the bees, and go from there.
Bards and the kitties.
The night
Yeah.
before Silas went to sleep, he is going to write out a letter to his masters. Not send it or anything, but just have that written, and then he'll take 2 hours and work on the spell.
And how late do we return to the monastery? The three, four of us with Varen.
It's entirely up to you. Varen probably would usher you back before it gets too late. You would certainly be there before midnight.
We don't need to roleplay it out, but shenanigans happen, I assume.
Oh yeah, there's
actually-
probably some wisdom-based shenanigans.
System-based shenanigans.
No, I mean,
My
like,
favorite kind.
general shenanigans.
Shenanigan.
Like, Varen was
but-
like, all right, you guys have a good night, and then he goes to sleep, and then we stay up and, like, throw TP at a tree or something.
But you wanted to say something, Liz?
Oh, yes, actually, if it's not terribly late when when we've circled back. Do we know where everyone is staying?
Yeah, you would have all kind of found your rooms near each
You
other.
saw Irde's, and you saw Irde's room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to go. I imagine if I find where Silus is. Are you staying by yourself, Silus?
Yeah. And
Okay. The
my
light
door
under
would
the
be
door, I
open.
imagine, if it's not too
Yeah.
late, you're working on your spells. And I'll knock. And
Come in.
hello. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm interrupting.
It's fine.
I was wondering, this is the tail end of the day, if you would do me a small favor.
Sure.
I was just going to take a loop since we're in a new place, and I was dearly hoping I could do it unseen.
Oh, certainly. And I will take out the gum Arabic, and I will say,
Nothing untoward, I promise.
no,
I won't make you regret it.
Quickly, and I know you have business, I
You give me a lot of credit.
I did want to, apologize, the other day, when I said wizards are assholes, I realized that I might have insulted someone who was important to you or some form or other of that, so, I was strictly speaking from my experience, of course.
No, I understood that. I was trying to reassure you, if anything.
Good. Right. So yes. And I will.
But I mean, you can do that first if you'd like. But it is just a little strange to talk to you when you can't see me. I don't know. I don't know what I was about to say, but it does strike me that I feel like at the beginning of every conversation between us is you apologizing to me, and you really don't need to. I had honestly forgotten all about it, so don't worry.
I'm sorry. I'm used to people holding on to things very firmly. So.
And I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and, that, at least, Silas, I can promise you don't have to worry about with me. Don't hold on to much of anything these days. So
I will grab Aym'Bryn's hand on my shoulder and say, I don't believe that.
I promise I wasn't upset with you, right?
Not. Never mind. And I will wave my hand and you will go invisible.
Okay. I'll squeeze his hand before I let it go.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. You as well. Is there a window in this room?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, if you'll allow me, I'd like to conceal myself.
So roll me stealth at advantage, I assume is what you're going for?
Okay. It's only an 18.
Yep. That's fair.
I am going to make the sound of me leaving the room and close the door, and I'm going to stand there for just a while, not terribly long, and just watch Silus work for a minute. And then I'm going to make my way out the window, which I hope is open, so that he doesn't know that I was.
How closely are you watching?
Or
what are you watching specifically?
You. I don't care what you're doing.
Okay.
So I'm not really trying to say it honestly, Silas, you give me much too much credit. It wouldn't mean anything to me. I could really be right over your shoulder and I would have no idea what you're working on, but we're just watching you, your demeanor.
I think as I hear you leave, I just use Mage Hand to close the door after I perceive. I think you.
Well,
I perceive
I'll
you
close
leaving.
it behind me. Behind me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I will stare at the door for a couple of moments, and I will take out the raven that you gave me and just kind of fiddle with it. And Moogie will just be like kind of sitting on the desk, curled up with herself. She will look up at me and fly over to my horns, and I'll look down at the raven. You're holding on to something. I'll put the raven next to me and I'll start working on the spell again.
I think in that case, I'll leave a little bit more quickly than I had originally intended.
Okay,
Probably
go ahead
stand
and make
there
me
for quite-
an acrobatics check if you don't mind.
No
Thank
problem.
No.
Thank God.
Oh, this is gonna be so awkward if I wipe out trying to know.
Oh, is it a 1?
Oh, Liz. Oh, Liz.
Oh no, is it a 1?
Do you want a picture of it?
Is it a 1?
I rolled the beautiful dice you sent me
Beautiful.
to, Silus, so somehow this is all your fault.
He knew! Silas knew! So you go out the window and you get stuck a little bit. And you just kind of have to like wiggle yourself through the window, and it kind of ruins your footing, and you just kind of like fall onto the roof ledge. Of the
I
next
think I'm
floor
definitely
down.
going to shout or something. Some curses in Elvish as I
Oh God. Oh no.
Yeah, and you just kind of end up. It's not the prettiest thing that's ever existed,
Do you
and you're
fall?
very
Are you still in the room or are you
grateful that
outside of the
you're
room?
invisible.
I think I fell out.
Yeah, you managed. He managed to fall out of the
Oh,
window, but
God.
it was not graceful, and you're very glad you were invisible.
I
Several
think
broken
that,
tiles.
right.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna lay
But
there on
none
the roof
compared
and
to
look
his
up at the.
pride.
Oh,
I was going to take a walk, but now I'm just going to lay on the roof for a little while and look at the stars and think about my life choices.
Silas would get up and like run to the window as all that sound is happening and just look out and
You heard Elvish, and you thought you heard Aym'Bryn.
Did you come to the window? I'm gonna call up from the roof. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Mostly. Just my pride. Go back to work. It's fine.
Thank God Moogie's not a narc, guys.
Very sorry.
Okay. Have a good evening.
You
Does anyone-
too.
Does anyone else have something that they'd like to do?
Fen did say that he wanted to bend Varen's ear before he crashed, so
That's true.
Oh no.
Can I go wake him
How
up?
what?
yeah,
what
depending on the time.
How long would you stay at the tavern drinking?
Not long after Sales made her move, so that really depends on that. Fen's just like,
Drinking,
I know,
spits it
and
out.
zoom myself out.
Bye.
Like, no,
So Sales
Sails away.
Sales had the conversation with Wynn fairly quickly after coming in and Fen taking a pass,
Yeah,
taking
Fen's
a
just
knee,
gonna.
so to speak.
Yeah, Fen will just pat Sales on the shoulder and just be like, "Make me proud."
Oh,
Druidic
honey.
4. You got it.
Oh,
And he's just gonna kind of
so much that was.
wave as he leaves.
This is fine. Yeah. So it's probably still fairly early. You get there after they've all gone inside. But Wynn is not in his greenhouse.
You mean
Roll
Varen?
me
Varen.
Varen, sorry.
Wynn is also not in his greenhouse.
Wynn is
Well,
Wynn
we
is
don't
not in
know.
her
Could've
greenhouse.
been, though.
That's
Very
why
good
she's taking
humidity.
sales.
There's
where
yep,
Sales
there's
is taking
it's
her.
this is fine. Varen is not in
Oh,
his
man.
greenhouse. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, if you please.
I think I've only got a 2 for investigation, so a +2. I'm sorry. Let me.
You're good.
14.
14. That's enough. It takes you a minute, but you do seem to find, where the master's rooms are, and as you pull up to something that looks like Varen's because it's next to the greenhouse and overlooking it, you do see a light on under the door.
I knock.
Come in.
Varen, I hope it's not too late. And I open the door.
Not at all. Welcome.
I
Glad to see you made it home in one piece.
Yeah, Sales took up that offer in my stead. I wasn't I'm sure Wynn's a wonderful person. It's just Yeah,
You don't-
no.
Have to justify anything to me. It's okay.
Irde respects you a great deal, and I would hate for you to think ill of me. I've made that mistake before.
Debacle.
I
Sorry, I had a goblin in my ear for a second. I believe the word is debacle. I call it the incident. So,
How inciting.
indeed. To be fair, I'll tell you what. I will. I'll give you this story because I have a question and figure story for a story, if you will. When I spoke to Irde's mother, the first thing I asked her is what she did wrong. I'm kind of a prick. So, naturally, I mean, of course, nothing went anywhere with the question. I still have no idea what her parents did wrong, although I have a sneaking suspicion. Not terribly insightful. But, yeah, Irde wasn't terribly pleased with me, as I'm sure you can imagine.
You don't say.
No, no, not at all.
No, I really wouldn't think she would be.
And to be fair, I'd only known her for about a day or two, and I really
12 hours. You
stepped
knew
in
me for
it.
12 hours. You met me the day. You met me the night before.
I'm not telling him that.
I know. I'm saying that. Just you hear it in the back of your head. Just this.
No, I believe you met. I believe that you guys met like 3 hours beforehand. We met at the front gate, and then we went straight there, didn't we? Or
No,
did we
we
go to
spent
the
the
end?
Then
next
we went to
day.
the-
It was the next
yeah.
day.
We went to the end first.
It was like
okay.
12
I thought we
hours.
just went straight to the
12
library.
Because there was drinking before it happened.
There was drinking involved. That's right.
But you see like a very carefully calm face.
Believe me, I know.
You don't know because you're extremely lucky.
I've gathered. I have seen Irde do some amazing things that, if aimed at me, would be very terrifying. So, although, quite frankly, that enlarge spell is quite something.
Where'd Amanda go?
Where-
I looked
We
away for
killed her.
5 seconds.
Amanda died.
We killed
Amanda
her.
died. That's all.
1d6
Cast-
embarrassment damage.
She cast the opposite, like it's enlarged reduce. She cast reduce on
Yeah,
herself.
reduce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, I'm not even. I don't want to ask anything that would embarrass Irde. I've done enough of that. In knowing one another. However, I do notice that every now and again Irde seems very sad. It's hard not to notice, even for somebody as uninsightful as myself. And I did make her a dagger, and I've noticed she's not carrying it as often or using it as much. And while I'm sure it's something that I did, because once again I'm a prick, I just, if there's anything that she likes, a favorite color or something that would cheer her up, I would greatly appreciate that knowledge, and maybe it's something I can pick up in town.
Well, I can tell you that her favorite color is blue, particularly iris blue. I can tell you...
Fen pulls the blacksmithing journal that he has all of his plans and stuff in, and he cuts to the back, and I'm not going to remember this in the morning. I've had too much to drink.
I can tell you that she probably very much likes the weapon that you gave her. But...
I made the handle in red, and it's definitely not iris blue. It's a very crimson.
Irde... Irde is very honest. She honors honesty. Sometimes to a fault. I won't deny that. She has a strong spirit.
Definitely noticed that. It's very respectable.
What she needs most is just connection. What would be best to give her is just time. I personally have found that, at least with some people, the greatest gift you can possibly give them is just a moment set aside for them.
You know, my mother said something like that once.
And if all else fails, flowers never seem to hurt.
Any particular kind?
I think I'll leave that up to you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
For what it's worth,
By all means.
I wish you luck with all of it. You're playing a dangerous game, and you're certainly playing it well. Don't overthink it. Just continue.
I was going to ask, so we had a run-in with these hags. And it was a couple weeks ago. But needless to say, they got a little bit too close. And I have, since rather been putting myself between our enemies and her. She's not going to take that well. I didn't think so, no. It's just compulsory, it's just... Don't tell her I said anything, please. I'll figure out a way to tell her.
I would...
She's gonna find out. She is not stupid. She's very smart. She will figure it out.
I will be the first to tell you that our Irde is extremely smart in her own way.
You know, not like book smart.
Or like street smart, but like
her way.
Is she though? Oh, thanks guys. I appreciate all of your support.
She's smart in her own way.
Fen's not book smart either, though, to be fair.
that doesn't make anything better.
She got that emotional
both
intelligence.
idiots. We're both
Yeah,
idiots.
the emotional
Yeah.
intelligence, that's true.
No.
Anyway, continuing. Their conversation.
Continue talking about me.
Or go to sleep, I don't care.
Then
We came all this way to talk about Irde. Was there something else? I feel like there was something else.
I will definitely take note of that. Do you have a florist in town? Probably not. No.
This guy runs the green.
You're
talking
looking
to
at
it.
No, I mean, like, I'm not gonna pick your flowers, Varen. It's just rude.
And I
Really.
appreciate that. No, really, it's very nice because many people do.
Wow,
there's
and
not-
I
Really, no flower shop.
Yeah, no, there's no flower. The flower shops were all in Port Cove. There were like 4 of them. You guys didn't go to any of them.
Well, we didn't need flowers at the time, DM.
Just saying.
Still don't, but
Well, fuck it. Let's go back to Port Cove.
No!
We refuse.
Oh, ow.
You quit.
Sails can make flowers.
That
Right?
too.
I don't know that.
You've seen
You've
her
seen
make
her do it.
But Fen doesn't understand magic. We've established.
That's true.
God, Fen'rahl.
No, Fen should get the flowers himself, and it's his gift. And no.
Oh God. Anyway.
Yeah, Sails is
I'll
covered.
keep an eye
Sails
out.
knows what's up.
I'll keep an eye out, Baron. But you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for. Do you have an in with the town master by any chance?
I have some acquaintances I can pull up. Did you have something in particular in mind?
Fen just writes down a description of Thurvin and his band and the cultists. You're going to find that this description matches the people that attacked Obervern. I know that Lidl means a great deal to Irde. If you see my father, you tell the town master to arrest him on sight. Do not let him in the town. It's how he got into Port Cove. It's how he got the lantern.
I will let the town master do what the town master will do.
That's fair. It's the most I can do, right?
No, it's appreciated.
And then Fen will go to Glib's room and knock on the door after saying his goodbyes to Varen. Glib, you in there?
Yep, you caught me.
Fen's just gonna open up the door. You mind if I sleep in the corner, man?
Why? There's a bunch of rooms.
It's a long story. I'll tell you about it in the morning. Is that all right?
Sure. Well, yeah, just I pushed this bed together so I could push it apart.
Nah, don't worry about it. There's a stool over there. Wouldn't be
You
the
gonna
first time
sleep-
I've fallen.
You're gonna sleep on a stool?
I have quite literally slept on worse, my friend.
Yeah, but you have a better option now currently.
Yeah, but I know how you are with your beds, man. It's all right.
That's fine.
You also have the room.
I won't be offended, but you also have slept in the room with Alin a couple times, and he always sleeps against the wall.
Yeah.
So you know there would be a bed. So I was just saying.
Yeah.
Alan
You made
is
your
so
choice.
so
You
like
made your
jealous
choice.
recently. It's just Silus.
Just-
It warms
What?
your heart.
Choice.
What's up,
Warms
Fen?
your heart.
You've been all googly boogly lately. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean.
Great googly
I really
moogly.
don't. I don't think those words mean anything.
Great googly moogly.
And I'm not great with words anyway.
I just made them up, but you get it.
Twitter pated.
Fen is going to unload everything on Glib throughout the night.
Oh
They
no.
each take a point of exhaustion. I feel like it's a
Yeah,
long
right.
story.
Well, yeah, throughout the night, it means that there's more than I have a crush on Irde. Boom.
Well, there's a lot of emotional things. I know. I'll message them all to you, Josh.
Oh goodness.
Or does it? Maybe he just repeats that over and over.
Yeah.
He says it
It's true.
700 times. It's weird.
Oh,
Different
is
wordings.
it like the Bart Simpson thing where he's like,
yeah,
can't
right,
sleep,
the
clown will
chalkboard.
eat me?
Oh no.
So like, Glib will be like, okay, all right, yeah.
So good.
But yeah, you all have your different nights. You settle down for a long rest, wake up in the morning, and that will bring us to the end of our episode.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, Brian.
I tried to wrap
it.
it up at the Glib
I
thing.
knew it. I knew it.
We had
Bye,
things to
everybody.
do.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Have a good night, guys.
We sure did.
And that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. If you want to keep up on our adventures, please join us in the Heroes Hall Discord. We love to see all of you there. Or you've got the follow button down below. You've got our Ko-fi button right down there. You've got Twitter and all sorts of different social medias you can follow us on. We really appreciate seeing all of you. Sorry about that. And we can't wait to see you again really soon. So we will catch up to you next time in Anna. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.